Chapter 96. Under the shocked gazes of the guards, Su Chen grabbed the bearded man with one hand and rushed to the backyard. In a large hall in the backyard, a young man in luxurious clothes with a sinister appearance slowly approached Tan Lin with a lewd smile on his face. "Beauty, as long as you're willing to submit to me, I can consider sparing the lives of these two fellows. Dream on." Tan Lin bit her lips, feeling ashamed and angry. She kept retreating and was forced to the corner in the blink of an eye. "Beast, let her go." Wu Yang was lying on the ground with blood all over his body. He gritted his teeth and roared, "Huang Junlin, as the young master of the city, how could you do such a despicable thing? Aren't you afraid of being ridiculed by the world?" "Ah." Huang Junlin laughed wantonly and said disdainfully, "In King Kong City, I am the god. Who dares to ridicule me?" "Huang, don't be so arrogant. Su Chen will not let you go." Chao Ran, who was beside Wu Yang, raised his head and roared. "Chao Ran, are you King idiot?" Li Liang stepped forward and stepped on Chao Ran. He sneered, "Su Chen fell into the zombie horde and died a long time ago. Do you still expect him to save you?" Ever since he knew that Su Chen attracted the zombie horde alone, he was sure that Su Chen had no chance of surviving. A level 1 evolver would never be able to resist the pursuit of tens of thousands of zombies. "Nonsense, Su Chen will not die." Tan Lin stared at Li Liang and shouted. Li Liang smiled, "Tan Lin, you have to face the reality. Su Chen will die. As long as you agree to the young master's conditions, you will enjoy wealth and glory in the future." "Shut up, you despicable villain. I won't agree even if I die." Before Li Liang could finish his words, he was interrupted by Tan Lin's angry scolding. Huang Junlin, who was standing at the side, had an uncertain expression on his face. He snorted and said to Tan Lin, "Beauty, my patience is limited. Since you don't agree, don't blame me for being impolite." With that, he turned his head and gave the two men behind him a look. The two men understood tacitly and quickly walked toward Wu Yang and Chao Ran. "Huang Junlin, Li Liang, I won't let you off even if I become a ghost." Wu Yang knew that the other party was about to kill him. Before he died, he vented the anger in his heart. "Old bastard, you dare to threaten me?" Li Liang's face darkened as he kicked Wu Yang. "Li Liang, you bastard, I'll kill you." Chao Ran's eyes were about to pop out of their sockets. He struggled with all his might, but he was too injured to move. He could only watch as Li Liang humiliated Wu Yang. "Li Liang, stand down. We will send them on their way." The two men walked forward and signaled Li Liang to step aside. Li Liang spat at Wu Yang, sneering as he dodged to the side. The two men looked at each other and were about to attack. However, at this moment, a figure suddenly flew into the hall and landed heavily on the ground. When they saw that it was a cold body, and it was a bearded man, Huang Junlin and the rest were shocked. The bearded man was a level 1 evolved human. To be able to throw a level 1 evolved human like trash, the person who came must be very strong. Thinking of this, Huang Junlin and the rest looked out of the hall. In their line of sight, there was a tall and handsome young man. Why is he still alive? When he saw the person who came, Li Liang gritted his teeth and muttered. At the same time, his heart was pounding. "Su Chen!" Tan Lin was very excited. She shouted and ran toward Su Chen. However, before she could run a few steps, Huang Junlin grabbed her arm and stopped her in her tracks. "Boy, you are Su Chen? You've got guts, to actually dare to barge into my residence alone?" Huang Junlin sized up Su Chen with a glance, his face darkening. Although he was a little afraid of Su Chen's strength, he was not afraid when he thought about the fact that this was his territory and he had a level 2 evolver and a level 2 magician protecting him. Su Chen glanced around. Even if he didn't know the specific situation, he could guess that Wu Yang and the others must have suffered a lot. "I am here to take your life." Su Chen took a step forward, and an extremely strong murderous aura swept out, suddenly suppressing Huang Junlin and the others, making it hard for them to breathe. Chapter 97. What a powerful aura! The level 2 evolver's eyelids twitched. He gritted his teeth and stood in front of Huang Junlin to block him. "Stop, Or don't blame me for being impolite. Seeing Su Chen approaching step by step, he held a long sword in front of him and warned Su Chen. What are you talking to him for? Kill him. Huang Junlin shouted. Su Chen was arrogant and unscrupulous. He simply did not take him, the young city lord, seriously. How could he stand it? The level 2 evolver did not want to fight with Su Chen. After all, Su Chen was too intimidating and made him feel extremely dangerous. However, since Huang Junlin had given the order, he had to obey. Go to hell. The level 2 evolver mustered his courage and held the long sword with both hands. He slashed at Su Chen's head. Seeing this, Su Chen showed a disdainful sneer and slashed with his sword. In the next moment, the two swords collided fiercely. Crack! A crisp sound was heard. The long sword in the level 2 evolver's hand was split in half. How is this possible? The level 2 evolver was inexplicably frightened. He held the broken sword and quickly retreated. One should know that although the long blade in his hand was not a godly weapon, it was still made with special materials and could be said to be indestructible. In the past, he was the one who broke the weapons of others. He did not expect that there would be a time when his long sword would be broken by others. Su Chen was determined to kill. He would not let the level 2 evolver escape. There was a flash of blue light on the enchanted divine sword, and a dazzling lightning beam shot out and wrapped around the body of the level 2 evolver in an instant. Then, in a flash of lightning, the level 2 evolver turned into a charred corpse. Su Chen kicked the corpse away and turned to look at Huang Junlin. His eyes gradually narrowed. Huang Junlin was scared out of his wits. He said in a trembling voice, "Don't come over, or I won't be polite to her." His original intention was to use Tan Lin to threaten Su Chen, but as soon as his voice fell, he found that his whole body was bound by an invisible force, and he couldn't even move a finger. You are a level 2 spirit reader master. As the young master of King Kong City, he was quite knowledgeable. He immediately recognized Su Chen's identity as a level 2 telekinesis master. What should we do? What should I do? Huang Junlin felt a chill down his spine. Thinking that Su Chen was not only a level 2 spirit reader master, but also had the power to easily kill a level 2 evolver, the fear in his heart reached its peak. You've realized it too late. Su Chen stepped forward and grabbed Huang Junlin's neck under his horrified gaze. But at this moment, a fireball suddenly shot towards Su Chen. The one who released the fire spell was the level 2 spirit reader master. He didn't make a move before because he knew that Su Chen was strong, and he didn't have the confidence to defeat him in one blow. At this moment, Su Chen's attention was focused on Huang Junlin. It was the best time to launch a sneak attack. Su Chen, be careful. Tan Lin was scared out of her wits, and her heart was filled with worry. It happened so suddenly, and the distance between the two sides was so close. Even if Su Chen wanted to dodge, it would be too late. Su Chen snorted coldly and raised his hand to catch the incoming fireball. It had to be said that the level 2 spirit reader master's timing was very accurate, and also very sinister. Firstly, his attention was focused on Huang Junlin. Secondly, Tan Lin was right beside him. If he chose to dodge, Tan Lin would be easily hurt. However, his strength and methods were far more than what he had just shown. Chapter 98. He's dead. Seeing that Su Chen had dared to grab the fireball with his bare hands, the level 2 psychic mage was extremely agitated. One had to know that a level 2 fireball was extremely powerful. Even a level 3 evolver would not dare to act rashly. In his opinion, even if Su Chen did not die this time, he would be severely injured. Wu Yang's heart thumped as it sank into the depths of his heart. Using his physical body to resist a level 2 fireball was undoubtedly an act of suicide. He really did not understand why Su Chen would do such a thing. Chao Ran's face was also ugly. It seemed that he could not bear to see Su Chen die on the spot. He even closed his eyes. Li Liang originally wanted to run away, but when he saw this scene he stopped in his tracks and muttered in his heart, "Su Chen, let's see how you escape this time." Just as everyone was having different thoughts, a golden light suddenly appeared on Su Chen's arm. At the same time, golden scales emerged from his skin, covering his entire arm and palm in an instant. Su Chen had used the golden scales on the arm. The main use of this secret technique was defense, and it could block attacks that were a level higher than the user's own. Dealing with a mere level 2 fireball was too easy. In the next moment, Su Chen grabbed the fireball and squeezed it, causing it to explode. This scene fell into everyone's eyes, and they felt that it was very unreal. How could the powerful fireball be so easily crushed? It could not even cause a ripple? Could it be that he was dreaming? Or was there something wrong with their eyes? Or was Su Chen's physical body so strong that it could ignore a level 2 fireball? For a moment, everyone held their breaths and stared at Su Chen as if they were looking at a monster. Su Chen acted as if he had done something insignificant. He flicked his finger, and after flicking away the ashes, he looked at the level 2 psychic mage. The moment he made eye contact with Su Chen, the level 2 spellcaster was jolted awake. He knew that Su Chen's strength was far beyond his imagination. He was afraid that even a level 3 evolver would not be able to do anything to him. If they continued to stay, their fates would definitely be miserable. Thinking of this, he broke into a run. However, he was a Dharma psychic master after all. His physique was only slightly stronger than a normal person's. How could he escape from Su Chen's grasp? A wind blade whizzed out from Su Chen's palm and caught up to the level 2 magician when he was only 3 steps away. The wind blade pierced through his back and killed him on the spot. On the other side, Li Liang knew that the situation was hopeless and wanted to sneak away. However, he was caught red-handed by Su Chen. His feet were entangled by the green vines, firmly nailing him to the ground. After eliminating the level 2 magician and restraining Li Liang, Su Chen once again turned around to look at Huang Junlin, sneering, "They're all dead. It's your turn now. You can't kill me." Huang Junlin was terrified. Cold sweat dripped down his forehead as he spoke with trembling lips. "My father is the mayor of King Kong City. He's a level 3 evolver." At this moment, Wu Yang also advised, "Su Chen, don't kill him yet." Su Chen was slightly stunned. "Why?" Wu Yang hurriedly explained, "Huang can only has one son. We can take him as a hostage. That way, we'll have a chance to escape from King Kong City." Huang Junlin saw that there was hope for survival, so he added, "Yes, my father loves me the most. As long as you don't kill me, you can safely leave King Kong City." "That makes sense." Su Chen rubbed his nose and then broke Huang Junlin's neck without hesitation. Chapter 99. Wu Yang's words made sense, but Su Chen did not need any hostages. He had killed his way here from Vajra City. He had killed countless powerhouses along the way, and the people of Vajra City had long been frightened out of their wits. As long as he showed up in the city, people would be eager to hide from him, who was so tired of living that they dared to come out and seek death. Even the city lord, Huang Can, did not dare to show his face. He was probably hiding in some corner, trembling in fear. Wu Yang was dumbfounded. He really did not understand. He had already said so much, so why was Su Chen so stubborn? Was he not afraid of Huang Can's revenge? Su Chen knew what Wu Yang was thinking, but he did not explain anything. He only gave Wu Yang a reassuring smile. Then, he walked to Tan Lin and asked with concern, "Are you all right?" Tan Lin threw herself into Su Chen's arms and sobbed, "Su Chen, you're not allowed to leave me anymore. Don't worry, I'll stay by your side." Su Chen promised. He comforted her a little more and walked to Wu Yang and Chao Ran's side with Tan Lin. Wu Yang and Chao Ran were heavily injured. They were still lying on the ground, unable to get up. Su Chen took out 2 bottles of healing potion and passed them to them. "These are potions for healing injuries. Drink them quickly." Chao Ran drank them in one gulp. His nose twitched and he cried out tearfully, "Su Chen, Chunga, you're finally here to save us." "I almost died," sob. Chao Ran's crying caught Su Chen off guard. He thought to himself, "It's fine if Tan Lin cries a little. After all, she's a girl. Is it appropriate for a man like you to cry too?" However, he did not say this out loud. Instead, he comforted him, "Stay by my side from now on. No one will dare to bully you." Chao Ran stopped crying and hurriedly nodded. He had witnessed Su Chen's strength with his own eyes. At this moment, he secretly swore in his heart that he would follow Su Chen closely in the future and be a qualified little brother. Seeing Chao Ran's expression, Tan Lin wanted to laugh, but she covered her mouth and tried her best not to laugh. Wu Yang consumed the healing potion and quickly recovered his strength. He crawled up from the ground. "Captain Wu, tell me, what's going on?" Su Chen turned to Wu Yang. "It's all because of this bastard." Wu Yang pointed at Li Liang and cursed through gritted teeth. Then he explained, "Originally, we were living well in King Kong City, but that bastard Li Liang somehow got wind of Huang Junlin's love for women. So, for his own selfish reasons, he betrayed Tan Lin, and we were captured. Tan Lin's beauty was not below Yang Qian's. If a comparison had to be made, Yang Qian was like Dili Reba, while Tan Lin was like Golanatsa. They were both the best of the best, so it was normal for Huang Junlin to be lustful. After figuring out what had happened, Su Chen looked at Li Liang, and his dark eyes were cold. He could imagine that if he had not come in time, Tan Lin would have been killed. And the culprit was Li Liang. The most hateful thing was that they all came from the same gathering place. In order to save them, he did not hesitate to take the risk of leading the zombie crowd away. Li Liang was not only ungrateful, but also took advantage of him when he was not there. He was a very treacherous person. Even if he died 10,000 times, it would not be enough to quell the anger in his heart. "Damn you!" Chao Yang also stood up at this moment, and after cursing at Li Liang, he rolled up his sleeves and said to Su Chen, "Chen Ge, how do you want to deal with this bastard? Just say the word and I will cut him into pieces." After being captured, not only was he beaten up, but he also almost lost his life. Naturally, he hated Li Liang to the core. Chapter 100. What else do you have to say? Su Chen stepped forward and stared coldly at Li Liang. "If you want to kill me, then kill me. What nonsense are you talking about?" Li Liang knew that he was going to die today, so he threw caution to the wind. He looked like a dead pig that was not afraid of boiling water. "Chen Ge, let me kill him." Chao Ran picked up a knife from the ground and rushed forward. Seeing that Li Liang was still so arrogant even when he was on the verge of death, he couldn't help but feel angry. "No hurry." Su Chen stopped Chao Ran. Killing Li Liang could vent his anger, but it was not enough to calm the anger in his heart. Su Chen smiled and said, "Don't worry, I won't kill you." "You won't kill me?" Li Liang was confused. He did not understand why Su Chen would spare his life when he had committed such a grave sin. Chao Ran and the other two were also stunned. They looked at Su Chen with puzzled eyes. The corner of Su Chen's mouth twitched, revealing a strange arc. Then he stepped on Li Liang and grabbed one of Li Liang's arms and pulled it out. Along with a cracking sound, Li Liang's entire arm was broken from the shoulder. His arm was forcefully pulled down from his shoulder. *CK. Seeing this, Wu Yang's eyelids twitched. He finally understood why Su Chen did not kill Li Liang. It turned out that he wanted to torture him. However, with Li Liang's actions, receiving this punishment could be considered to be a well-deserved punishment. Although Tan Lin hated Li Liang, she could not bear to see such a bloody scene. She quickly turned her head. Chao Ran, on the other hand, was enjoying himself. To deal with a villain like Li Liang, he should use the cruelest way. Li Liang, who had lost an arm, let out a shrill scream and roared, "Su Chen, you're not human. Kill me if you can." Su Chen smiled faintly. "The game has just begun. How can I bear to kill you?" Hearing this, Li Liang's expression changed drastically. Tearing off an arm was just the beginning. What was next? Li Liang didn't dare to imagine. This time he was really scared. He loudly begged for mercy. "Su Chen, kill me. I beg you to kill me." Su Chen remained unmoved. Under Li Liang's terrified gaze, he moved again and broke off his other arm. Li Liang screamed like a pig being slaughtered. His head tilted to one side as he fainted. "So useless." Su Chen curled his lips. With a flick of his finger, two wind blades shot out and cut off Li Liang's two thighs. Then he took out a bottle of healing potion and poured it down Li Liang's throat. He also broke his tongue. The effect of healing potion was very obvious, but it didn't have the ability to regenerate broken limbs. The wounds on Li Liang's limbs healed quickly. His life was saved, but he became a complete cripple. Moreover, because his tongue was torn off, he couldn't die even if he wanted to. How is it? Did you vent your anger? After doing all this, Su Chen winked at Chao Ran. Chen Gu is awesome. Chao Ran gave him a thumbs up. Su Chen was not only powerful, but he also admired this method of torturing people. Chen Gu, I think we can use more methods. Chao Ran didn't do it himself. He still felt a little regretful, so he suggested to Su Chen. Tell me about it. Su Chen rubbed his nose. Chao Ran coughed softly and said in a low voice, "Why don't we gouge out this guy's eyeballs?" Wu Yang, who was next to him, suddenly shivered. Previously he hated Li Liang to the bone, but now he sympathized with him. Su Chen showed an admiring look and nodded, "Just one eye will do. Let him see the beauty of this world." Chapter 101. Chao Ran understood tacitly and ran forward to begin the fight. He raised his hand and the knife fell, neatly gouging out one of Li Liang's eyeballs. Su Chen took a deep look at Chao Ran and said to himself, "I've never seen this guy so ruthless before. If he is properly trained, he will definitely become a qualified executioner." He even thought that if he were to establish his own force in the future and set up a torture hall, Chao Ran would definitely be the best candidate for the hall master. After completing the task, Chao Ran returned to Su Chen's side with satisfaction and asked with a smile, "Chen Gu, what should we do next?" Wu Yang and Tan Lin also walked to Su Chen's side at this time, but their faces were not very good. Would Huang can let them go after killing the city lord's son in King Kong City? Could they still walk away? Su Chen did not care and ordered Chao Ran, "Take Li Liang and follow me." Chao Ran did not ask much. He positioned himself as Su Chen's follower. Whatever the boss ordered, the follower would do. Then, he carried Li Liang and followed Su Chen. Out of the manners gate, Su Chen pointed to the intelligent chariot and said, "Get in, everyone." "Chinga, you're back." Shi Dainio hurriedly greeted him. Seeing Su Chen come out of Huang Junlin's mansion unscathed, he finally breathed a sigh of relief. However, after seeing Chao Ran carrying a strange person in his hand, the expression on his face froze. "Su Chen, is this your MCV?" Tan Lin's eyes flashed. The eye-catching appearance of the intelligent chariot completely attracted her attention. "It's mine." Su Chen smiled and asked everyone to get in the car. After entering the car, Su Chen briefly introduced them to each other and waited until they were familiar with each other. He then asked Shi Dainio, "Dainio, where is Qin Lang?" Shi Dainio knew that Su Chen was going to kill Qin Lang. He was excited and hurriedly replied, "Chen Gu, Qin Lang usually stays in the Tongfu Chamber of Commerce." Su Chen nodded and ordered the intelligent war chariot, "Satoshi, go to the Tongfu Chamber of Commerce." "Yes, master." After receiving the order, the intelligent war chariot ignited and drove in the direction Shi Dainio had pointed out. "Su Chen, can your MCV talk? It can even drive itself?" Tan Lin's eyes widened in surprise. The function of the intelligent war chariot was beyond the knowledge of this world. No matter who it was, they would be very curious when they saw it for the first time. Su Chen also smiled and said, "Satoshi is a high-tech product. You will slowly understand it in the future." Tan Lin nodded as if she understood. "Awesome." Chao Ran secretly clicked his tongue and thought, "Chen Gu is not only powerful, but his MCV is also so unique." Sure enough, the world of powerful people is not something ordinary people like us can understand. Although Wu Yang was also a little surprised, he soon became a little uneasy. Shouldn't they seize the time to escape from King Kong City? Why did they have to go to the Tongfu Chamber of Commerce? However, as the intelligent war chariot continued to move forward, he found another very strange thing. After traveling for such a long time, not only did no one come forward to stop them, even those who saw them were like mice that had seen a cat, quickly hiding. What was going on? Wasn't this King Kong City? Why didn't anyone come to make trouble when the city lord's son was killed? With this kind of doubt, Wu Yang drove for a while and suddenly found a large number of guards and skeletons lying on the street not far away. Chapter 102. The death of the guards was also extremely tragic. Some of their heads were separated from their bodies, some were charred, and some were even turned into pieces of minced meat. It was impossible to tell who had died. All in all, the scene was extremely bloody and brutal. Even someone like Wu Yang, who had seen such a scene before, was shocked. He even guessed that a super expert had barged into Vajra City and started a massacre. That was why no one came to arrest them. Thinking of this, Wu Yang felt that it was necessary to remind Su Chen. Su Chen, Vajra City has obviously experienced a catastrophe. Why don't we take advantage of the chaos to escape? Hearing this, Su Chen almost laughed out loud. The culprit of this catastrophe was himself. Why would he want to escape? However, before he could say anything, Sherdaniu beside him spoke first. Uncle Wu, those guards outside were all killed by Qinggu. What? Wu Yang and the other two opened their mouths wide and exclaimed at the same time. Under the astonished gazes of the three, Sherdaniu began to describe vividly, from the moment they entered Vajra City to the moment they arrived at Huang Junlin's mansion. He did not miss a single detail. After hearing this, Wu Yang and the other two were dumbfounded. They knew that Su Chen was very strong, but they definitely did not expect him to be this strong. The power of one person intimidated the entire city and made it impossible to move. The experts were all frightened out of their wits and hurriedly avoided him. Even Castellan Huang did not dare to show his face when his subordinates were being ravaged and his son was killed. Obviously, he was afraid of Su Chen's strength. It was terrifying to think about. It was hard to imagine how powerful Su Chen was now. They finally understood why Su Chen was not in a hurry to leave. Su Chen was like an unparalleled god of death. If God or Buddha stood in his way, he would kill God or Buddha. He was an existence that could do whatever he wanted in Vajra City. Who would be tired of living and dare to challenge Su Chen? The facts also proved this point. Wherever Su Chen went, the people of Vajra City would retreat. Wu Yang swallowed his saliva as his mind swayed. He still vaguely remembered that when Su Chen first came to the Heavenly South gathering place, he was just an insignificant character. The winds and clouds changed, and the affairs of the world were impermanent. In the blink of an eye, Su Chen had undergone a magnificent transformation, becoming a super expert that he could not see the end of. What a monster! Wu Yang sighed from the bottom of his heart. Awesome! Qinggu is awesome. Chao Ran also couldn't stop sighing. At this moment, he was so impressed with Su Chen that he could not find a suitable word to describe him other than awesome. Tan Lin's beautiful eyes sparkled, her gaze never leaving Su Chen. She always believed that the man she chose would sooner or later soar into the sky and reach a height that the world could only look up to. She never thought that this day would come so quickly. It was so fast that she felt like she was hallucinating. She didn't know if she was dreaming or not. Under everyone's gaze, Su Chen rubbed his nose and said to himself, "You don't have to look at me with such admiring eyes, do you? I'm a little embarrassed." Half an hour later, the intelligent war chariot came to a stop in front of a large shop. "Qinggu, it's here," Sherdaniu hurriedly reminded him. Su Chen squinted his eyes and looked outside. He saw that the shop's door was tightly shut. There was a horizontal board with the words Tong Fu Chamber of Commerce written on it. "Daniu, come with me. The rest of you wait in the car," Su Chen whispered and got out of the car. Walking to the front of the shop, Su Chen lifted his leg and kicked out. With a loud clang, the entire door shattered into pieces. Chapter 103. In the shop, a few men dressed as shop assistants were frightened by the loud noise. When they saw that it was a young man who had smashed the door, they became furious. "Kid, where the hell did you come from? How dare you cause trouble in our Tongfu Chamber of Commerce? Are you tired of living?" One of the men pointed at Su Chen's nose and scolded. Su Chen didn't waste time talking to him. He raised his hand and shot out a wind blade, splitting the man in half. Spiritual psychic. When the rest of the people saw that Su Chen had killed without hesitation and had even used a spell to attack, they were all pale with fright. "Where is Qin Lang?" Su Chen glanced around and asked loudly. Under Su Chen's forceful gaze, These people felt cold all over. One of them pointed upstairs with a trembling hand. "Who are you?" At this moment, a middle-aged man with a wretched appearance walked down from upstairs. When he saw the mess downstairs and that one of his men had been killed, his face darkened. The Tongfu Chamber of Commerce had stood tall in King Kong City for many years and was considered one of the top forces. Someone had actually come to smash their door. How dare they? Especially when he saw that Su Chen was so young, the middle-aged man didn't hide the murderous intent in his eyes. "Qinggu, he's Qin Lang." Shi Dainyu clenched his fists and reminded him angrily. "So it's you." Qin Lang also recognized Shi Dainyu at this moment. He snorted and walked down the stairs, then stared at Su Chen. "Kid, are you here to stand up for him?" "I'm here to kill you." A cold smile flashed across Su Chen's lips. Then he released his mental strength and bound Qin Lang. Qin Lang felt an invisible force pressing down on him. He struggled desperately, but it was all in vain. Level 2 Spiritual Psychic. Qin Lang cried out in shock. He was a Level 1 Evolver, and only a Level 2 Spirit Reader or above could suppress him unknowingly. When he thought about how he had provoked such a strong enemy, his eyes were filled with deep fear. He begged for mercy loudly. "Friend, please be magnanimous. I'm willing to compensate you." "I don't care." Su Chen curled his lips and ordered Shi Dainyu beside him. "Dainyu, kill him." Qin Lang had been restrained to the point that he could not move. It could be said that he was at the mercy of others. It all depended on whether Shi Dainyu could bear to do it. "Don't kill me, I beg you, please don't kill me." Qin Lang's face turned green with fright as he screamed loudly. "Noisy!" Su Chen slapped Qin Lang's chin, causing it to cave in. "Qinggu, do you really want to kill him?" Shi Dainyu was a little nervous, his hand trembling as he held the chopping knife. Although he had killed a lot of zombies, he had never killed a human. "You don't have to do it." Su Chen's face darkened as he said in a low voice, "However, in this cruel post-apocalyptic world, if you can't even kill your enemy, what right do you have to live? Don't follow me in the future. To be merciful to the enemy is to be cruel to oneself." If Shi Dainyu did not even dare to kill his enemy, Su Chen would not keep him by his side. "Qinggu, I understand." Shi Dainyu gritted his teeth and stabbed Qin Lang's lower abdomen. "Continue." Su Chen nodded. Qin Lang was a Level 1 Evolver, and his vitality was much stronger than that of ordinary people. In addition, the knife did not stab him in a fatal position, so it was obvious that it was not enough to kill him with one stab. Shi Dainyu pulled out the knife and was about to stab him again when Shi Duo rushed over. "Brother, let me do it." Chapter 104. Su Chen was surprised by Shi Duo's arrival. From what Shi Duo said, it seemed like she was here to kill Qin Lang. However, she was only 7 years old this year. She definitely had not killed anyone before. Shi Dainyu could not do it at the beginning. How could she do it? However, what happened next left him dumbfounded. He saw Shi Duo holding a small knife and rushing forward to stab Qin Lang's neck. Her decisiveness and viciousness made her seem like a cruel little witch. However, she was only 7 years old after all. How could she kill a Level 1 evolved person? Even if she used all her strength, she could only leave a shallow wound on Qin Lang's neck. Damn it! Shi Duo pouted as if she was not convinced. Then, she raised the knife and slashed down again. Just like the first slash, this slash was fruitless. However, Shi Duo was very persistent. She had a determination that she would not stop until she killed Qin Lang. If one slash was not enough, she would slash again. If 2 slashes were not enough, she would slash again. The cycle repeated as if it would never stop. F***ck. Su Chen was a little moved. The viciousness that Shi Duo displayed was even better than Chao Rant's. He could not help but think that if he really set up a torture chamber in the future, the position of the Hall Master might belong to someone else. Shi Duo slashed more than 10 times in a row. She was so tired that she was drenched in sweat and panting. Duo, let me do it." Shi Dainyu swallowed his saliva and looked at Shi Duo in a daze. At this moment, he felt that his sister had become extremely unfamiliar. Actually, he did not know why Duo had changed so much. It was all because they had almost died in the hands of the zombies. If it were not for Su Chen's timely intervention, they would have become zombies even if they did not die. The main culprit who had forced them into such a dangerous situation was Qin Lang. Naturally, Duo hated him to the core. Besides, there was another important point. Su Chen had said that if they did not kill Qin Lang, they would be chased away. Su Chen was not only their savior, but also their hope of survival. So no matter what, she had to help Duo kill Qin Lang. Woo woo, Qin Lang continued to struggle as he screamed in his heart, "I beg you, please give me a quick death." Originally, he still had a trace of desire to live, but after being tormented by Duo, he completely lost the will to live. He only wanted to die quickly. Duo fulfilled his wish and stabbed him in the chest, ending his evil life. "Big brother Chen, my brother killed Qin Lang. Can we stay by your side?" Duo looked up at Su Chen. Su Chen nodded and replied affirmatively, "Of course." Duo's performance was beyond his expectations. If he trained her a little in the future, she would definitely become his right-hand man. "That's great, thank you big brother Chen." Duo jumped up happily and returned to her innocent appearance. She was completely different from the image of a little witch from before. Su Chen patted Duo's head twice and turned to shout outside, "Captain Wu, you all come over." Chao Ran was the first to run over and licked his smiling face. "Chen Gu, what are your orders?" "Search the house and take whatever you like." Su Chen winked at Chao Ran and said, "The energy stones are useful to me. Help me collect them." "No problem." Chao Ran was so excited that his eyes turned red. The Tongfu Chamber of Commerce had excellent quality weapons and cultivation materials. He could take whatever he wanted. This was something he did not even dare to think about before. Chapter 105. After looting the Tongfu Chamber of Commerce, Su Chen and the rest returned to the car. "Satoshi, let's go out of the city." Su Chen ordered and began to count the loot. The Tongfu Chamber of Commerce was still very rich. The total number of energy stones they looted was more than 3,000. However, the highest level was only level 2, and there were only 3 of them. Most of the rest were normal energy stones. With so many energy stones, Su Chen immediately upgraded the intelligent chariot. After consuming more than 2,000 energy stones, the intelligent chariot's overall length had reached 15 meters, and there was plenty of space. Its power had increased from 60 miles per hour to 100 miles per hour. Its detection range had also increased to 10 kilometers. Other than that, the lights and tires had also received a corresponding upgrade. The remaining energy stones were all refilled into the Level S Gatling gun. In addition to the original ones, the total number of energy stones refilled was more than 1,000. It was enough to kill more than 1,000 zombies below level 2. It was definitely a powerful killing weapon. Half an hour later, the intelligent chariot drove out of King Kong City. Warning, a large number of zombies has been discovered 3 kilometers ahead. There are more than 200 of them. Not long after leaving the city, the intelligent chariot sounded the alarm. Su Chen glanced at the central control screen and saw a bunch of red dots. Moreover, there were more than 10 blue dots in front of the red dots. Both sides were in a chase. Obviously, this group of zombies was chasing after these humans. "Satoshi, chase after them." Su Chen ordered. "Yes." The intelligent chariot moved at full speed. A few minutes later, Su Chen noticed that the red dots had caught up with the blue dots on the central control screen and surrounded them. As time passed, red or blue dots would disappear from the screen from time to time. Such a situation must have occurred because the group of humans and zombies were fighting, resulting in casualties. "These people are not simple," Su Chen muttered. Surrounded by several times more zombies, they still had the strength to kill zombies. There must be a master among them. Otherwise, they would be torn apart by the zombies in a single move. When the intelligent war chariot was 200 to 300 meters away from the zombie horde, Su Chen ordered it to stop. At this time, The dozen or so humans were surrounded by a large number of zombies. Just as he had expected, there were indeed experts among the humans. One could see a magician continuously releasing fireballs. Each fireball could blow up a dozen zombies. Judging from the power of the fireball, it was likely that the attacker was a level 2 mage. Su-Chen, do you want to go over and help? Wu Yang asked. In his opinion, with Su-Chen's strength, as long as he was willing to help, killing this group of zombies would be a piece of cake. Su-Chen thought for a moment and nodded. Then let's go and take a look. The reason why he wanted to go over was not to save the humans, but to kill some zombies and obtain some fragments. After the intelligent chariot drove over, it attracted the attention of many zombies. Soon, dozens of zombies roared and rushed over. Satoshi crushed them. Su-Chen ordered. Roger. The intelligent chariot, charged with full force, and all the zombies in front of it, without exception, were all sent flying. The dozen or so humans who were besieged were overjoyed when they saw the MCV rushing over. Taking advantage of the large number of zombies being attracted, they desperately attacked and tore open a gap. They ran desperately in one direction, and in the blink of an eye, ran a few hundred meters away. Chapter 106. Originally, there were still many zombies that wanted to chase after the humans, but they were stopped by the intelligent war vehicle. All the zombies were angry and attacked the intelligent war vehicle together. However, with the intelligent war vehicle's defense, as long as the zombies were not above level 2, no matter how many of them there were, they couldn't do anything to it. The intelligent war vehicle galloped through the zombie crowd as if it was in a no-man's land. After a few rounds, there were only a dozen zombies left in the field. The other zombies were either crushed to death by the impact or crushed into minced meat. Is this still a MCV? Wu Yang was shocked and took a deep breath. He had never thought that a single MCV could kill so many zombies. Among the hundreds of zombies, there were not only ordinary zombies, but also many level 1 zombies. Even level 1 zombies couldn't cause any damage to Su-Chen's MCV, which showed how strong its defense was. Okay, get ready to get off and dig for energy stones. After Su-Chen stopped the intelligent war vehicle, he said to Wu Yang and the others. More than 200 energy stones were not a small number, so he naturally wouldn't give up. Moreover, there were still fragments waiting to be picked up. As for the remaining 10 zombies, they were just a piece of cake for him. They were not a threat at all. After getting off the MCV, Su-Chen immediately used wood magic to fix a zombie in place, and then told everyone, "This zombie is useful to us, so don't kill it." Everyone was a little confused, but they didn't ask much and started to dig for energy stones. Su-Chen narrowed his eyes, and soon a dozen fragments of different colors appeared in his eyes. There are also colorful fragments. Su-Chen's eyes suddenly lit up. The value of the colorful fragments was very high. At present, there were 2 kinds of things that could be dropped, namely the upgrade gem and the fusion gem. No matter what kind of gem it dropped, Su-Chen urgently needed it. Su-Chen walked forward happily and grabbed the colorful fragment. Picked up, fusion gem, fragment *111. Fragments are full, ready to use. As soon as he finished speaking, a blue gem appeared in Su-Chen's hand and he put it into his storage bag. Then, he grabbed another purple fragment. Picked up, serene pool divine wood fragment *1 to 10. The fragments are not enough, so it can't be used. Although he did not know what the serene pool divine wood was, he guessed that it should be similar to the wild divine thunder and the desert sandfire. The difference was that the barbarian divine thunder could be integrated with thunder magic, the desert sandfire could be integrated with fire magic, and the serene pool divine wood should be integrated with wood magic. However, he still had to gather all the fragments before he could confirm whether or not it was a good thing. Then, he continued to pick up fragments. The third one was a black fragment. Picked up, level 1 android battle wolf, fragment *110. Fragments are not full, cannot be used. Level 1 android battle wolf was the first item that was dropped. Su-Chen estimated that it was something similar to mechanical soldier. Due to the practicality and strength of Mechanical Soldier, he had some expectations for Level 1 Android Battle Wolf. The fourth fragment was also a black fragment, and it was a Plant Dimension fragment. There were already 3 fragments in total. The fifth fragment was a yellow fragment, and he obtained an explosive fruit seed. It wasn't very valuable, and Su Chen threw it into his storage bag. Chapter 107. While Su Chen was picking up the fragments, the people who had escaped before returned and gathered a few hundred meters away from Su Chen and the others. Leader, we killed a lot of zombies. Are we just going to let them take advantage of us? A middle-aged man with a dark complexion said unwillingly when he saw Wu Yang and the others digging for energy stones. An old man with white hair and a ruddy complexion squinted and said, "They killed so many zombies. Do you think it will be useful for us to go there?" "Dad, you worry too much." Behind the white-haired old man, a beautiful woman with a voluptuous figure wearing a tight red dress walked up. She snorted disdainfully and then said, "They were able to kill those zombies because of the silver-white MCV. It doesn't mean that they are strong." "You are right, Mississippi," the dark-skinned man echoed and rolled his eyes. "Leader, our flying bird colony has been attacked by zombies. Now we are homeless. If we can seize the opportunity to take the MCV, we will have the capital to make a comeback." As soon as he said that, the others immediately agreed. The powerful defense of the intelligent combat vehicle was obvious to all. If they could take it for themselves, they would not have to hide anymore. "Do you think people who can own such a MCV are simple?" The old man with white hair was still very worried. An ordinary man was innocent, but treasuring a jade ring was a crime. In the post-apocalyptic world, if one did not have a certain level of strength, no matter how good the things were, they would not be able to keep them. He knew this very well. Hearing this, the beautiful woman in red and the dark-skinned man looked at each other and then fell into silence. The beautiful woman in red suddenly raised her head as if she was not willing to give up. "Dad, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It is worth taking the risk. I have an idea." The dark-skinned man thought for a moment and said, "We can go back and dig for energy stones to observe them. If they are very strong, we can just retreat. Otherwise..." Speaking of this, there was a cruel smile on his face. His meaning was self-evident. "This is a good idea." The old man with white hair nodded and said, "We will act according to the circumstances. Without my permission, no one can take action." The others agreed. Wu Yang, who was in the middle of digging for energy stones, suddenly noticed that the group of people who had escaped earlier were rapidly approaching. He frowned and shouted to Su Chen, "Su Chen, those people are back." After Su Chen picked up a yellow fragment, he raised his head and saw a group of people running towards them. Not knowing the purpose of the other party's visit, he gathered the others together. Soon, the white-haired old man led a group of people over and stopped 5 meters away from Su Chen and the others. After both sides looked at each other, Su Chen spoke first. "Everyone, what are you doing here?" At first, he thought that they were here to express their gratitude. After all, he had helped them before. However, when he saw the hostility in the other party's eyes, he rejected this idea. "Of course we're here to dig for energy stones," the dark-skinned man said confidently. Before he came, he was a little afraid. However, after seeing the appearance of Su Chen and the others, he was not worried at all. Among Su Chen and the others, except for Wu Yang, who was slightly older, the others looked to be in their 20s. There was also a little girl, Duo. How powerful could such a group of people be? "We killed the zombies. What qualifications do you have to dig for energy stones? Don't you have any shame?" Chao Rant's anger flared as he glared at the dark-skinned man and berated him. Chapter 108. "Boy, you better watch your mouth." The dark-skinned man's face was gloomy as he coldly snorted. "Most of the zombies here were killed by us. You guys just took advantage of us. Why can't I take back what belongs to me? I've seen a lot of shameless people, but you're the first one who has no bottom line." Chao Ran was so angry that the corners of his mouth were trembling. The dark-skinned man and the others had indeed killed zombies, but only a few dozen at most. Now, they actually dared to boast that most of the zombies were killed by them. This level of shamelessness was really rare. Sure Dainyu and the others were also filled with righteous indignation. Sure Duo angrily shouted, the zombies were clearly run over by Brother Chen's MCV. Are you blind? Being insulted by a 6 or 7-year-old girl in front of him, the dark-skinned man felt embarrassed. She glared coldly at Sure Duo and threatened fiercely, Little B** starred, are you tired of living? As he spoke, he was about to rush up and teach Sure Duo a lesson, but he was stopped by a look from the white-haired old man beside him. Leader, since they don't know what's good for them, there's no need to be polite. The dark-skinned man didn't quite understand why the white-haired old man wanted to stop him. After all, the white-haired old man had a lot of experience. When he saw that Su Chen and the others were all fearless, he muttered in his heart. Logically speaking, with Su Chen and the others' age, even if they had some strength, they definitely wouldn't be that strong. This was because the path of cultivation wasn't something that could be achieved in a day. It required day after day, year after year of disdain and hard work. Su Chen and the others were too young, so they definitely hadn't cultivated for too long. Naturally, their strength wouldn't be that strong. But for some reason, he faintly felt a faint murderous intent lingering around them. And the one who gave him this feeling was a young man with an indifferent expression from beginning to end, Su Chen. The white-haired old man couldn't figure out what was going on, so he didn't let the dark-skinned man act rashly. Sizing up Su Chen, the white-haired old man slowly said, many of the zombies were also killed by us. This is an indisputable fact. It's only natural that we come back to dig for energy stones. Since he couldn't figure it out, he decided to test it out. Su Chen sneered disdainfully, and then said sarcastically, if we hadn't arrived in time, you would have lost your lives. Now that the zombies are dead, you come back to snatch the loot. Do you think I will agree? *T. The beautiful woman in red stepped forward, pointed at Su Chen's nose and cursed. Then, with a cold and arrogant expression, he said, with our strength, no matter how many zombies there are, we can kill them all. Do we need you to save us? Although her words were resolute and decisive, she knew very well that Su Chen was right. However, in the face of so many energy stones, how could she admit it? The reason why she dared to be so fearless was that she felt that Su Chen and the others were not strong. It seems that you think you can defeat us. Su Chen's eyes gradually narrowed, and a cold light flashed in his eyes. Seeing the tense atmosphere, the white-haired old man smiled and said, since you don't plan to give us energy stones, I have a suggestion. At this point, he glanced at the intelligent war chariot and said solemnly, we don't want the energy stones anymore. Just give us your MCV as compensation. Su Chen was so angry that he laughed. The other party was using the energy stones as an excuse to snatch his war vehicle. After understanding what was going on, he didn't intend to be polite to them. He reached out to the white-haired old man, the dark-skinned man, and the beautiful woman in red, and said sternly, the three of you stay. The others can leave here alive by cutting off an arm. Chapter 109. As soon as Su Chen finished his words, the dark-skinned man and the others laughed wildly. In their eyes, Su Chen was just a brat who was still wet behind the ears. How dare he be so arrogant? Wasn't he afraid of biting his tongue? Brat, there are some people you can't afford to offend. Let Grandpa teach you how to behave. The dark-skinned man stopped laughing and rushed towards Su Chen with a knife in his hand. The white-haired old man didn't stop him this time. Since he was determined to snatch the intelligent chariot, he had to act sooner or later. When Wu Yang and the others saw that the dark-skinned man dared to take the initiative to attack Su Chen, their faces showed a touch of ridicule. What kind of person was Su Chen? He was a peerless killing god who could suppress an entire city by himself. Even a level 3 evolver would be a coward if he saw him. A level 1 evolver was even less than an ant in Su Chen's eyes. How dare he take the initiative to attack? Wasn't this like an old man hanging himself? Did he think that his life was too long? Su Chen stood in place with a calm expression, as if he didn't see the dark-skinned man rushing toward him. Just as the dark-skinned man raised his knife and was about to chop down, he made his move. His fist was like a clap of thunder, extremely fast. A level 2 evolver. The dark-skinned man was inexplicably frightened. Su Chen's fist was so fast that it was unimaginable. It was too late to dodge at this time. He could only watch as the fist smashed toward his head. Please show mercy. Recognizing that Su Chen was a level 2 evolver, the white-haired old man's pupils suddenly shrank as he hurriedly shouted. Su Chen's killing intent had already been determined. How could he stop? With a boom, the dark-skinned man's entire head exploded, turning into a bloody mist. Seeing the dark-skinned man die in front of him, the white-haired old man's eyes were about to split open as he looked up to the sky and roared in grief. The dark-skinned man had been by his side since he was young and was loyal to him. He could be considered his most trusted and capable subordinate. Who would have thought that he would die at the hands of Su Chen? At this moment, monstrous flames of fury surged in his heart, and he swore to kill Su Chen to vent the hatred in his heart. The grizzled old man roared and shot a fireball at Su Chen. Even though he knew that Su Chen was a level 2 evolver, he was not afraid because he himself was a level 2 magician. With the addition of a group of subordinates, it was enough to kill a level 2 evolver. Facing the incoming fireball, Su Chen smirked in disdain. Then, under the astonished gazes of the white-haired old man and the others, he reached out to grab the fireball. What does he want to do? The beautiful woman in red's eyelids twitched. Then she became extremely excited. A level 2 magician's fireball was no joke. Even a level 3 evolver would not dare to use his body to block it. Su Chen was only a level 2 evolver, yet he dared to grab the fireball with his bare hands. It was tantamount to courting death. The white-haired old man and the others also thought that Su Chen would definitely die this time, so they were all excited. However, the next moment, the scene that appeared made them fall into a daze. They saw that Su Chen's arm was suffused with a bright golden light, and he easily caught the fireball. As the golden light disappeared, they saw that Su Chen's hand was intact. At most, there was a little ash on it. How did he do it? The white-haired old man swallowed his saliva, and his eyes were filled with a deep layer of fear. Only a level 4 evolver or above could catch a level 2 fireball with their bare hands. When he thought that Su Chen might be a level 4 evolver, his breathing stopped, and he was almost scared to death. Chapter 110. The beautiful woman in red and the others were all scared out of their wits. The strength that Su Chen displayed was unimaginably strong, and the shock that it brought to them was unprecedented. At that moment, they all had the urge to immediately escape from this place. Su Chen took out the enchanted magic saber and turned to the gray-haired old man and the others. He curled his lips and said, "Since no one wants to leave, you can stay here." "Wait, we'll leave now. Senior, please be merciful." Seeing that Su Chen was about to attack, the gray-haired old man changed his face and said loudly. Although Su Chen was young, he was so powerful that it was not an exaggeration to call him senior. However, Su Chen had already said that he would not let him go, but he seemed to have forgotten that. "Not to mention calling me senior, even if you call me grandpa, none of you will be able to survive today." Su Chen was not moved, and he slashed out with his saber. In an instant, a giant gray wind blade swept forward, and wherever it passed, the void trembled. "Brothers, let's fight with him." The gray-haired old man roared and quickly condensed a fireball. Su Chen did not want to let them go, so they naturally would not wait for death. They all began to fight with all their might. Holding shining sabers and swords in their hands, they slashed at the gray wind blade. "You're like a mantis trying to stop a chariot." Su Chen sneered and looked at them as if he were looking at dead people. The next moment, in a series of screams, the gray-haired old man and his companions were all beheaded, and their weapons were broken into 2 pieces. The power of this saber was so horrible. More than a dozen experts were all killed without being able to resist. Su Chen's powerful strength was vividly displayed. Although Wu Yang had seen Su Chen's strength, He was still shocked at this time. At the same time, he also realized that the strength Su Chen showed in Huang Junlin's mansion was just the tip of the iceberg. You deserve it. How dare he fight with Chengge? Can you understand Chenji's awesomeness? Chao Ran spat at the corpses on the ground and said proudly. Su Chen put away the enchanted divine saber and said lightly, the flies have been dealt with. Let's continue digging for energy stones. Wu Yang nodded and led the others into action. Su Chen continued to pick up the fragments. There were 5 fragments left on the ground, 3 yellow and 2 black. After a quick glance, he first grabbed a black fragment. Picked up, Big Dipper Broken Stone, Fragment X1, 2-10. Fragments are not full, cannot be used. Big Dipper Star Crushed Stone had appeared a long time ago, but ever since the first one, it had never appeared again. So far, there were only 2. Su Chen didn't think too much and continued to pick up the second black fragment. Picked up, Doomsday Mall, Fragment X1, 10-10. Fragments are full, can be used. Su Chen suddenly moved. Doomsday Mall had collected 9 fragments long ago, but the last one didn't appear. He didn't expect to collect all of them here. After saying use, Su Chen suddenly felt his mind churning, and then a shopping interface appeared in his mind. At the same time, there was also some feedback about Doomsday Mall. Simply put, Doomsday Mall was equivalent to a shopping supermarket. Of course, the items sold were not daily necessities, but the items dropped from the fragments. Su Chen focused his gaze and saw the words Doomsday Exchange Mall flashing at the top of the interface. The bottom of the words was divided into more than 10 columns, and the top few columns showed that it was unlocked. The 7 columns below were divided into 7 colors: gold, blue, yellow, white, purple, rainbow, and black. The items displayed in each color column were items that he had seen before. For example, the yellow column was all seed-type items. The more common hard fruit seed and bread tree seed were all in the list. The exchange price was between 1 to 10 energy points. Chapter 111. The other color columns displayed the corresponding items, which meant that the items dropped from the shards would appear in that color column. Su Chen looked at each column, and the more he looked, the more excited he became. When his gaze landed on the golden column, he was even more excited. The golden column was the attribute column, and currently, there were only 3 items displayed. Level 1 All Attributes, Shards, Level 2 All Attributes, Shards, and Level 3 All Attributes, Shards. As for why there were no Level 4 and above, he knew from the feedback that he was currently at Level 2, and the highest level that could be displayed was Level 3. When he entered Level 3, Level 4 naturally appeared. Su Chen originally thought that if he wanted to obtain Level 3 All Attributes, Shards, he could only obtain them from the shards dropped by zombies and mutated beasts. He never thought that he could exchange them in the Doomsday Mall, which undoubtedly provided him with a way to quickly increase his strength. Of course, good items like Level 3 All Attributes, Shards were also very expensive, requiring 100 energy points. Energy points did not refer to energy stones or energy ores. Energy points were exchanged from the shards that dropped. No matter what kind of shard it was, 1 shard was exchanged for 1 energy point. 100 energy points meant 100 fragments. 100 shards would drop many good items, and if he exchanged them all for energy points, he would obviously be at a disadvantage. However, Su Chen thought that those yellow shards or shards that were not very useful could be exchanged for energy points. With this thought in mind, he continued to look at the other columns. Level 3 Mechanical Soldier, 100 energy points. Level 2 Mechanical Wolf, 50 energy points. Level 2 Constitution Potion, 20 energy points. 30 cubic meter storage bag, 30 energy points. Upgrade Gem, 20 energy points. Fusion Gem, 20 energy points. Level 3 Pulse Pistol, 100 energy points. These are all good items. After looking for a while, Su Chen sighed from the bottom of his heart. Although he could not exchange them for now, he was not disappointed at all. Originally, whatever the shards dropped was what it was, and he did not have any choice. However, the appearance of the Doomsday Mall was equivalent to leaving a way for him to recycle the items that he did not need and did not have high value for energy points, and then exchange them for what he wanted. All in all, it would only be beneficial to him and not detrimental at all. After calming himself down, Su-Chen looked at the last purple column. F***CK. When he saw the exchange price of the ancient god-fiend body, he was completely stunned. 10,000 energy points. That's right, the exchange price of the ancient god-fiend body is that terrifying. 10,000 energy points were equivalent to 10,000 fragments. Su-Chen even suspected that killing a middle-sized zombie horde would not necessarily produce so many fragments. However, he immediately realized that the more expensive something was, the more awesome it would be. 10,000 points of energy was as high as the sky, which also meant that the ancient god-fiend body was extremely impressive. Su-Chen was looking forward to it. At the same time, he believed that he would definitely be able to exchange for the ancient god-fiend body. After all, there was no lack of zombies and mutant beasts in this world. As for killing zombies and mutant beasts, it was not easy for him, but it was still a very simple task. Later, Su-Chen closed the Doomsday Mall, took a deep breath, and with a touch of joy, continued to pick up the remaining 3 yellow fragments. Picked up Hardfruit Seed, Fragment *1. 1. Fragments are full. You can choose to use them or exchange them for energy points. Exchange them for energy points. Chapter 112. He chose to exchange for energy points, and sure enough, nothing appeared in his hand. In order to verify whether he had really exchanged for energy points, Su-Chen quickly opened the Doomsday Mall to check. The way to open the Doomsday Mall was very simple. It would appear in his mind with just a thought. Su-Chen took a look and saw that the energy points had changed from 0 to 1. He was relieved. Then he exchanged the remaining 2 yellow fragments for energy points and closed the Doomsday Mall. After picking up the fragments, the others were still digging for energy stones in full swing. Su-Chen glanced at the zombie that he controlled, the corner of his mouth slightly curled, and stepped onto the intelligent chariot. Woo-woo! In the chariot, Li Liang was grabbed by the hair by Su-Chen, and he screamed desperately. However, his tongue had long been cut off. Even if he screamed until his throat was broken, he couldn't shout anything. Su-Chen carried Li Liang to the zombie and threw him on the ground. When the zombie saw a human appear at its feet, it immediately went crazy. It bared its teeth and roared, and kept pouncing on Li Liang. However, it was controlled by Su-Chen's wood magic. No matter how hard it struggled, it couldn't touch Li Liang. Li Liang was so scared that his face turned pale. His only eye was filled with extreme fear. At this time, he already understood what Su-Chen wanted to do. This was the rhythm of turning him into a zombie. And even if he became a zombie, he would be a disabled zombie without limbs. The final result waiting for him was only to be hunted down. Knowing what he would face in the future, Li Liang wriggled his body, trying to get away from the zombie. But he had become a meat stick. No matter how hard he struggled, it was futile. After Su-Chen coldly snorted, he removed the wood magic binding on the zombie's feet. The zombie regained its freedom and pounced on Li Liang's body like a hungry tiger pouncing on its prey. It began to bite Li Liang's flesh and blood. Su-Chen felt that the time was right. He was also afraid that Li Liang would be bitten to death, so he killed the zombie. When the others saw this scene, they finally understood why Su-Chen wanted to spare Li Liang's dog life. It seemed like he wanted to torture Li Liang one more time before he killed him. Chenggu is indeed Chenggu. Even his means of revenge are superior to others. It's hard for us to reach his level. Chao Ran secretly sighed. His admiration for Su-Chen rose to a new height. After Li Liang became a zombie, Su-Chen returned to the car and began to look at the map of Thousand Feather Island while the others were still digging for energy stones. Since he got the Doomsday Mall, he was even more eager to pick up the fragments. And if he wanted to get more fragments, he had to kill more zombies and mutant beasts. So before that, he first had to understand the distribution of Thousand Feather Island. Half an hour later, Wu Yang and the others dug out all the energy stones and returned to the car one after another. Satoshi, let's go to the Huangza mountain range. When everyone arrived, Su Chen gave the order to the intelligent chariot. Yes. The intelligent chariot ignited and left. Su Chen, why are we going to the Huangza mountain range? Tan Lin asked curiously. The others also didn't understand and looked at Su Chen. Su Chen also told them about his encounter with Yang Qian and the others. After that, the intelligent chariot galloped all the way. Everyone had nothing to do and found a place to rest. Su Chen took the opportunity to take out the blue fruit and the level 1 constitution potion and let Tan Lin drink it. Soon, Tan Lin became a level 1 evolver and a level 1 spirit reader. Chapter 113. After that, Su Chen gave the level 1 pulse pistol to Tan Lin. The level 1 pulse pistol was no longer of much use to him now. Moreover, he gave it to Yang Qian. If Tan Lin knew about it, she might have other ideas. For the rest of the time, the intelligent war chariot galloped all the way. After driving for about 2 hours, an alarm suddenly sounded on the central control screen. Warning, there is a MCV speeding towards us. It is estimated that we will encounter it in 30 seconds. Another robbery? Su Chen frowned slightly, and this thought came to his mind. Previously, on the way to King Kong City, people from the Tongfu Chamber of Commerce robbed him once. It was also because of the preconceived notion that made him suspicious. Follow the original route, don't pay attention to it, Su Chen ordered. If the other party also had the purpose of robbing him, it could only be said that they were looking for death, and he would not hesitate to kill them. Soon, a MCV galloped in front of them, blocking their route. The other party's purpose of intercepting them was obvious. Seeing this, Su Chen's eyes gradually narrowed, and he coldly snorted, I hope you are not here to die. When the intelligent war chariot drove past, a man and a woman came down from the MCV opposite, waving their hands as if they had something to ask of him. Satoshi, stop and take a look, Su Chen ordered, got out of the car, and squinted at the man and woman. The other party looked to be about 30 years old. The man had thick eyebrows, big eyes, and a heroic spirit. The woman's appearance was beautiful, and she was still charming. Little brother, hello, my name is Han Feng, and this is my wife, Qin Meihua. The man walked up to Su Chen and greeted him with a smile. What do you want? Su Chen asked faintly. In today's world, people's hearts were unpredictable. Even if the other party did not seem to have any malicious intentions, he did not relax his vigilance. We are refugees from the Blue Ocean colony. We haven't eaten for several days, and we want to buy some food from you. As Han Feng spoke, he took out 5 ordinary energy stones and placed them in front of Su Chen. The 5 energy stones were nothing to Su Chen, and he did not reach out to take them. Instead, he asked, what happened at the Blue Ocean colony? The Blue Sea colony was a small colony, about the same size as the Heavenly South colony. Although it was small, its defensive power was also very strong. He now had some doubts whether the Blue Ocean colony had also been overrun by zombies like the Tianan colony. Han Feng sighed deeply. Blue Ocean colony has been occupied by zombies. As expected, Su Chen muttered to himself before continuing to ask, how was Blue Sea captured? It's Jean Yisher's doing. Han Feng gritted his teeth and explained, Jean Yisher was the leader of Tiannan's colony, but he turned into a zombie for some reason. Moreover, he turned into an intelligent zombie. After he occupied Tiannan's colony, he kept gathering zombies and formed a zombie army. Then, he began to attack human colonies. So far, including the Blue Ocean colony, several colonies have fallen. Hearing this, Su Chen narrowed his eyes slightly. He had heard about Jean Yisher from Wu Yang before. This person was definitely an ambitious person. He had always had the ambition to expand his territory. However, what he did not expect was that Jean Yisher had been able to lead a zombie army to attack several colonies in a row just a few days after he turned into a zombie. His means and strength were evident. Moreover, as more colonies were occupied, the number of zombies would continue to grow. Perhaps in a few more days, a large gathering place like Vajra City might be breached as well. Chapter 114. What's the scale of Jin Jiasher's zombie army? Su Chen asked. Han Feng's face sank as he sighed. At least 100,000. 100,000. Su Chen nodded as his heart skipped a beat. 100,000 zombies had already formed a medium-sized zombie wave. If it were anyone else, they would be scared out of their wits. However, Su Chen was not only not afraid, but also excited. He needed a large number of fragments to improve his strength. If he could kill Jin Jiasher's zombie army, he might be able to obtain 10,000 fragments at once. He would also be able to exchange for the ancient god-fiend body that he had been yearning for. Of course, 100,000 zombies was not a small number. It would be very difficult to kill all of them. He had to make some preparations and plan for the long term. Collecting his thoughts, Su Chen took out a few breadfruits from his storage bag and put them in Han Feng's hand. Here, take the energy stones. The information that Han Feng brought was very important and was enough to exchange for a few breadfruit. What is this? Can it be eaten? It was the first time Han Feng had seen such a strange fruit. He did not know if it was edible, so he took a bite. His eyes lit up as soon as he took a bite. The breadfruit was not only edible, but it also tasted very good. It was like a delicacy to someone like him who had not eaten for a few days. Little brother, thank you so much. Han Feng thanked sincerely. Although Su Chen did not give them much, it was enough to ensure that they would not starve to death for a few days. What's more, Su Chen didn't receive any remuneration from them, which was even more valuable. Food was very scarce and precious in the post-apocalyptic world. Even if Su Chen asked for more energy stones, they would compromise in order to not starve to death. Su Chen smiled and said, "You gave me information and I gave you food. It's an equivalent exchange." The information that Han Feng brought was much more valuable than a few energy stones. Moreover, it was just a few breadfruit. He had plenty of them in his storage bag. Little brother, may I ask, where are you going? Han Feng probed. Just call me Su Chen. Feeling that Han Feng was not bad, Su Chen said directly, we are going to the Huangzi mountain range. Su Chen. Han Feng murmured, then his face slightly changed and reminded, Su Chen, I heard that there are a lot of zombies in the Huangzi mountains, you better not go there. It doesn't matter. I have my own plans. Su Chen didn't care at all. There were a large number of zombies gathered in the Huangzi mountain range, which he was very clear about. After all, he came out of the Huangzi mountain range and killed many zombies. Seeing that Su Chen didn't take it to heart, Han Feng advised again, it's not safe around here. Not only are there a large number of zombies gathered in the Huangzi mountains, but Jin Jiasher is also eyeing us. It's best that you come with us to King Kong City. Vajra City is in a mess right now, but it's not a bad place to go. However, we still have something to do, so we won't be going with you. Su Chen nodded and said. He had just wreaked havoc in King Kong City, so he could imagine that the city must be in a mess right now. If that's the case, we will meet again. Han Feng was slightly disappointed. After saying goodbye, he returned to the MCV with Chen Meihua. Su Chen also returned to the intelligent chariot. After saying goodbye, they parted ways. Chapter 115. In the following time, the intelligent chariot sped all the way without any disturbance and smoothly arrived near the Huangzi mountain range. The intelligent chariot reminded, Master, we are about to arrive at our destination. Su Chen, who was originally lying on the seat with his eyes closed, opened his eyes and looked out of the car. Why are the zombies gone? Why did Yang Qian and the others come out? With just a glance, he frowned slightly. In his sight, the huge rock was clearly visible. But the mighty zombie horde had disappeared, and Yang Qian, the mechanical soldier, and the 3 mutant wolves had all walked out of the cave. Moreover, there were 3 unfamiliar men standing opposite them, and the 2 sides seemed to be in a confrontation. The appearance of the intelligent chariot quickly attracted their attention. From afar, they saw Yang Qian trotting over and shouting, Su Chen, Su Chen, Seeing this, Wu Yang and the others looked at Su Chen with a strange look. From Yang Qian's behavior, it was not difficult to see that her relationship with Su Chen was not ordinary. But wasn't Su Chen's girlfriend Tan Lin? Could it be that during the time he left, he found a new love? The more they thought about it, the more they felt that it was possible. After all, Su Chen was too outstanding, handsome, and powerful, which beauty would not fall in love with him. But as Su Chen's official girlfriend, Tan Lin, how would she feel? Would she be jealous? Sure enough, Tan Lin leaned over to Su Chen's ear and said meaningfully, "Su Chen, she is Yang Qian, right? I didn't expect her to be so beautiful, no wonder you would give her the pulse pistol." Su Chen rubbed his nose and smiled awkwardly, "I am friends with her, I didn't lie to you." Tan Lin did not say anything, and smiled sweetly, so beautiful that it was indescribable. She knew that Su Chen said this just to make her feel at ease. Her woman's intuition told her that Yang Qian had been in love with Su Chen for a long time. Otherwise, she wouldn't have rushed over from so far away. After the intelligent war chariot stopped, Su Chen held Tan Lin's hand and they got off together. Su Chen. When she saw Su Chen for the first time, Yang Qian almost couldn't resist pouncing on him. However, when she saw Su Chen and Tan Lin holding hands and acting intimately, she stopped in her tracks. The smile on her face instantly froze and was replaced by an extremely disappointed expression. "Are you all okay?" Su Chen walked to Yang Qian's side and asked with concern. Yang Qian nodded dispiritedly. Nothing happened. When Tan Lin saw Yang Qian's expression, she was even more certain of her previous guess. Faintly sighing, Tan Lin smiled. "Big sister Yang Qian, my name is Tan Lin. I've heard about you from Su Chen, but I never expected that you would be so beautiful." If it were any other woman, she would definitely ignore them. But Yang Qian was a little different. Previously, when Su Chen talked about Yang Qian, she realized that Su Chen had a good impression of Yang Qian. This kind of good impression was not as simple as ordinary friends. Although Su Chen tried to hide it, she was keenly aware of it. When she realized this, she hesitated for a while and finally decided to observe Yang Qian. If she was really as good as Su Chen said, she wouldn't stop him. Loving someone wasn't about selfish possessiveness. It was more about tolerance and understanding. Since Su Chen and Yang Qian were interested in each other, it was better to help them than to stop them and make things worse. It was also because she thought this through that she greeted Yang Qian warmly. Yang Qian looked at Tan Lin in a daze, biting her thin lips and whispering, "Sister Tan Lin, you flatter me. You are the real beauty." "Big sister Yang Qian, you really know how to talk." Tan Lin smiled happily. Chapter 116. Seeing the two beauties chatting and laughing, getting along well with each other, everyone was dumbfounded. What's going on? Aren't they rivals in love? Shouldn't they be at each other's throats? Su Chen didn't understand either, but he was relieved. "Chen Gu." At this moment, Yang Hao ran over excitedly. Su Chen signaled Yang Hao not to come over and led the group forward. When the three mutated wolves saw Su Chen, they all ran to his side and rubbed against his trousers intimately, just like three pugs. "Master." The mechanical soldier on the side also greeted Su Chen respectfully. When Wu Yang and the others saw that the mechanical soldier could speak, they immediately looked at it in surprise. "Yang Hao, what happened?" Su Chen asked Yang Hao. When he left, he told Yang Hao and the others not to come out. Then why did they come out? Could it be related to the three strange men opposite? "Chen Gu, not long after you left, the zombies retreated. Then, those three fellows appeared and wanted to snatch our energy stones. So, we had no choice but to come out," Yang Hao said angrily. Thousands of zombies and mutated beasts were killed that day, and half of the energy stones were not dug out in time. In the face of such wealth, no one would not be tempted. After understanding what was going on, Su Chen looked at the three strange men and asked, "Who are you? Why are you stealing our energy stones?" "It's all a misunderstanding. Since the zombies were killed by you guys, we'll leave immediately." Among the three, an old man smiled embarrassedly. As soon as he finished speaking, he wanted to leave with the other two. Before Su Chen came, he did have the intention to steal. But now, Su Chen had more people, and he knew that he wouldn't be able to gain anything, so he wanted to leave as soon as possible. Chen Ge, they're from Shuren Colony. Seeing that they were leaving, Yang Hao quickly said, they wanted to use their identity to threaten us. Shuren Colony? Su Chen's eyes were sharp, and he immediately shouted, stop. He still remembered clearly that when he lured the zombies in the mine, there were 3 people from Shuren Colony who wanted to steal the energy stones, and they were all killed by him. Since the 3 people opposite him were also from Shuren Colony, he had to consider if he should let them go. The old man stopped, with a sullen face, and said in a deep voice, what do you want? Although Shuren Colony wasn't a large colony, it was still very strong. With this identity, Su Chen wouldn't dare to mess with them. Zhou Guang from Shuren Colony, do you know him? Su Chen said faintly. You know Zhou Guang? The old man's eyes lit up, and he said excitedly, he's my nephew. Where have you seen him? A few days ago, Zhou Guang and the other 2 came to the Huangzi Mountains, and there was no news about them since then. This time he came to look for Zhou Guang. Oh, you're the uncle of Zhou Guang's deputy leader, Su Chen suddenly realized and then smiled. Unfortunately, I've already killed him. What? The old man roared and stared at Su Chen. His hands were clenched so tightly that they made cracking sounds. However, even if he was extremely angry, he still didn't attack Su Chen. That kid is used to doing whatever he wants, and he'll be reincarnated sooner than later. The old man suppressed his anger and cupped his hands at Su Chen. If there's nothing else, we'll take our leave. Do you think you can leave? Su Chen sneered and ordered the mechanical soldier, Xiao Tai, kill them. Chapter 117. Although the old man hid it well, Su Chen still noticed the murderous intent in his eyes. Moreover, since he was Zhou Guang's uncle, he would not let him go. Yes. Receiving the order, the mechanical soldier fiercely rushed forward. The 3 men from Shuren's colony were only level 1 evolvers. The mechanical soldier had already reached level 2, and its strength was comparable to a level 3 evolver. As soon as the 2 sides started fighting, it was a one-sided battle. With 3 miserable screams, the 3 men were easily killed. Level 2 puppet. Wu Yang's heart jumped. He had seen puppets before, but a puppet as strong as the mechanical soldier was something he had never heard of before. Uncle, where did the zombies go? Su Chen walked to Yang Lingtian's side and asked in a low voice. Other than meeting up with Yang Lingtian and the others, his main purpose was to hunt zombies. Now that the zombies were nowhere to be seen, he was very unhappy. Yang Lingtian blankly shook his head. The whereabouts of the zombies were not fixed, and he did not know where they went. Su Chen's gaze drifted as he looked towards the direction of the mine. He suspected that the zombies ran out of the mine, and now they were all back in the mine. Qin Ge, did you kill all the zombies here? Seeing the thousands of zombie corpses on the ground, Chao Ran's scalp tingled. Su Chen nodded, and the corner of his mouth curled into a meaningful smile. This is just a small matter, there will be more in the future. Hearing this, Chao Ran unconsciously swallowed his saliva. Su Chen did not explain anything, and called everyone together and introduced them to each other. Then they began to dig for the energy stones. After an hour of hard work, all the energy stones were dug out. Back in the cave, Su Chen began to arrange food. Because there were too many people, he was afraid that there would not be enough to eat, so he took out 2 raging rock bears. In addition, the few remaining canned food and other food were all taken out. Not long after, the smell of barbecued meat filled the cave. Everyone gathered together to eat and drink. Brother Daniel, how long has it been since you last had barbecued meat? Yang Hao asked curiously as he delivered a handful of barbecued meat to Sherdania. Sherdania hadn't stopped eating since he started, as if he could never be full. Yang Hao, the barbecue chef, couldn't keep up with the pace. Sherdania scratched his head and smiled innocently. I've never eaten anything so delicious as long as I can remember. Beside him, Sherduo took a bite of the meat and chewed a few times. Tears welled up in her eyes uncontrollably. She deeply understood Sherdania's words. In the past, it was not easy to eat a full meal, let alone eat barbecue. At this moment, she was extremely grateful to Su Qin. If Su Qin hadn't saved them and taken them with him, they wouldn't know where they would still be wandering, or perhaps they would have died long ago. In fact, Shi Dainyu and his sister's situation was just a microcosm of the post-apocalyptic world. There were many people in the same situation as them, and many were even worse off than them. Then eat more. After hearing Shi Dainyu's words, Yang Hao felt a little sad and comforted him. In the future, you'll have plenty of opportunities to eat barbecued meat with Qinggu. You'll eat until you throw up. In this life, I'll die by Qingji's side. I'll never leave him. Shi Dainyu nodded vigorously. Yes, you can't go wrong if you follow Qinggu. I, Chao Ran, admire Qinggu the most. Chao Ran took a bite of meat and agreed vaguely. Chapter 118. Su Qin, what do you plan to do next? Wu Yang asked. Although he was older than Su Qin, in this post-apocalyptic world, strength was the most important thing. After witnessing Su Qin's power, he had already regarded Su Qin as the leader and would follow Su Qin's lead. In the next few days, I will continue to hunt zombies. The more zombies there are, the better. It would be best if it is a small zombie wave. Su Qin narrowed his eyes and said firmly. For him, killing zombies and picking up their fragments was the most direct and convenient way to increase his strength. Hunting a small zombie wave? Wu Yang widened his eyes and looked at Su Qin. He thought, Su Qin is too arrogant. A small zombie wave would have tens of thousands of zombies. Brother Wu, with Su Qin's strength and our help, it would not be a problem to kill a small zombie wave. Yang Lingtian seemed to have noticed Wu Yang's concern and explained. For him to say this, it was enough to show that he had absolute confidence in Su Qin. After listening to Yang Lingtian's words, and then thinking of Su Qin's terrifying strength, Wu Yang felt relieved in his heart. A zombie wave will not stay in one place. There is only Jin Jiashi's zombie army around here. At this point, Wu Yang's expression changed slightly, and he probed, Su Qin, you're not planning to kill Jin Jianshi, are you? Jin Jiashi's zombie army was more than 100,000. It would be very dangerous if they went to kill them. Let Jin Jiashi live for a few more days. I have a better place. Su Qin said with a smile. You mean the mine? Yang Lingtian's eyes brightened. There were tens of thousands of zombies in the mine. The number must have reached the standard of a small zombie wave. There was another advantage to killing the zombies there. They only needed to lure a group of zombies out each time. They did not need to face thousands of zombies. This undoubtedly gave them enough time to prepare and breathe. In this way, they could kill a large number of zombies without any danger. After making a plan, the three of them chatted for a while. Su Qin got up and went to find Tan Lin. Originally, he wanted to talk to Tan Lin alone, but for some reason, Tan Lin and Yang Qian kept sticking together, as if they were two sisters. Su Qin could feel Yang Qian's feelings for him. If he went over now, he did not know how to face her. He decided to join Shi Dainyu and the other two circle. After a night's rest, the next morning, the intelligent chariot headed to the mine. Because there were too many people, Su Qin felt that there was not enough space, so he upgraded the intelligent chariot. The intelligent chariot's length was 20 meters long, 5 meters wide, and 3 meters. It was like a section of a train carriage. More than an hour later, the intelligent chariot stopped at the edge of a small forest a few hundred meters away from the mine. Su Qin still remembered that the first time he came here to kill zombies, he stopped at this small forest. After getting out of the car, Su Qin scanned the area and did not find the presence of zombies. The surroundings were quiet, and it was a bit strange. Follow the plan. I'll go lure the zombies first. You guys wait here. After reminding them, Su Qin and the mechanical soldier slowly walked toward the mine. On the way here, they had discussed that all the zombies would be killed by Su Qin and the mechanical soldier. The others would only be responsible for digging energy stones and providing cover. When they came to the edge of the mine, Su Qin looked down and frowned slightly. He muttered, "Seems like there aren't as many as before." Chapter 119. Although there were quite a number of zombies in the mine, it was not as dense as the first time. But no matter what, there were more than 10,000 zombies. After calming down, Su-Chen was ready to attract the zombies. In order to attract more zombies, he did not smash them with stones like last time. Instead, he threw a fireball. Boom! A loud explosion was heard. The fireball fell into the group of zombies and killed more than a dozen zombies on the spot. Roar! The zombies were furious. They roared and rushed toward the top of the mine. Su-Chen squinted and glanced. He estimated that there were close to 1,000 zombies rushing out. He was quite satisfied with this number. While the zombies were rushing over, he slowly retreated. After retreating about 500 meters away from the mine pit, he stopped. As for the zombies that rushed out of the pit, they were like a surging wave, and their momentum was very fierce. Su-Chen licked his lips and clenched the enchanted divine sword. In order to end the battle quickly, he decided to use his killer move to kill the zombies. When a large number of zombies rushed in front of him, he swung his sword. A giant gray sickle swept out. With one strike, dozens of zombies died on the spot. At the same time, the moment the zombies fell, 3 beams of light appeared on their bodies. Seeing this, Su-Chen's expression changed. He injected the wind magic power again and slashed out. Dozens of zombies died on the spot. In an instant, several beams of light lit up again. Seeing that there were more and more fragments, he became more and more excited. Then, the magic power of various elements continued to be injected into the enchanted divine sword. It was like a killing machine, constantly reaping the lives of the zombies. In the blink of an eye, the ground was covered with zombie corpses. Roughly speaking, there were hundreds of zombies killed by the sword. On the other side, the mechanical soldier was also constantly killing zombies. However, although it was powerful, it did not have the ability to kill as many zombies as Su-Chen did. It could only kill them one by one. The speed of killing zombies was far slower than Su-Chen. When they attacked together, Su-Chen could kill more than 100 zombies, but it could only kill a dozen at most. In the distance, Wu Yang was quite shocked when he saw Su-Chen killing zombies like harvesting wheat. In the past, he also saw Su-Chen killing zombies. But at that time, Su-Chen was not as powerful as he was now. He still remembered that Su-Chen and Tan Lin were surrounded by more than 100 zombies. With his help, it took them a long time to kill all the zombies. In the blink of an eye, Su-Chen had the ability to kill thousands of zombies alone. This speed of improvement was too incredible. Level 2 Evolver, Level 2 All-Elemental Mage, Level 2 Spirit Reader. What a monster! Wu Yang looked at Su-Chen from afar and sighed deeply. In the beginning, he didn't know Su-Chen's true strength. Later, when he learned the news from Yang Lingtian, his jaw almost fell off from shock. Wu Yang could not imagine how high Su-Chen's achievements would be in the future, given that he was a full-fledged Dharma psychic. Everyone look! There are zombies that can use spells. Yang Hao suddenly exclaimed. I also saw a zombie shoot out a fireball, Shi Duo added. They had never seen a zombie that could use spells before. At this moment, they were a little confused and worried about Su-Chen's safety. Wu Yang smiled and explained, Don't worry. Those are mutated zombies, just like the psychic among us humans. The number of mutated zombies is very small, and the spells they use are mostly level 1. They can't hurt Su-Chen. He had seen Su-Chen catch a level 2 fireball with his bare hands. A mere level 1 fireball could not hurt Su-Chen. Chapter 120. After listening to Wu Yang's explanation, everyone breathed a sigh of relief. Especially Tan Lin and Yang Qian, they were so nervous that their palms were sweating. On the other side, while Su-Chen was killing zombies, he suddenly noticed a few fireballs flying towards him. He had never encountered a situation where zombies were casting spells before. He was stunned for a moment, then immediately used golden scales on the arm to sweep away the fireballs that were flying towards him. Although the level 1 fireballs could not cause him any harm, they were still a nuisance. He ordered the mechanical soldiers to hunt down zombies that could cast spells. The mechanical soldiers were made of solid metal, so even if they were bitten by zombies, they would not suffer any damage. Coupled with their powerful abilities, they rushed into the zombie crowd as if there was no one there, and quickly killed the mutated zombies that could cast spells. After solving the problem, Su Chen could focus on killing zombies. Half an hour later, Su Chen and the mechanical soldiers worked together and slaughtered thousands of zombies. Looking at the hundreds of fragments on the ground, Su Chen suppressed his excitement and waved towards the direction of the small forest. "Chen Gu is calling us." Yang Hao shouted and rushed forward excitedly. Shi Dainiu and Chao Ran did not want to be left behind, and they followed closely behind Yang Hao. In just half an hour, almost 1,000 zombies were killed? Although he saw it with his own eyes, Wu Yang still swallowed his saliva. The speed at which Su Chen killed the zombies was the fastest he had ever seen. He even felt that even if a few level 3 evolutionaries worked together, they would not be able to kill as fast as Su Chen. "Brother Wu, let's go." The others had already run towards Su Chen, and only Wu Yang was still in a daze. Yang Lingtian reminded him with a smile. "All right, let's go." Wu Yang came back to his senses and jogged over with Yang Lingtian. "Xiao Tai, you're in charge of defense. If zombies come close, kill them immediately." Su Chen ordered and started to pick up the fragments. The first one was a colorful fragment. Picked up, fusion gem, fragment *111. Full of fragments, can be used or exchanged for energy points. The value of that fusion gem was still very high. Su Chen did not choose to exchange it for energy points. With the fusion gem, Kiran could successfully install the level 1 pulse cannon onto the intelligent chariot. Without a doubt, the attack power of the intelligent war chariot had increased by another level. After putting the fusion gem into his storage bag, Su Chen continued to pick up fragments. The second one was also a colorful fragment. Picked up, upgrade gem, fragment *111. The fragments are full. Can be used or exchanged for energy points. Use. The value of the upgrade gem was even higher than the fusion gem. Su Chen still had a bunch of things waiting to be upgraded, so naturally he would not exchange them for energy points. Looking at the green gems in his hand, Su Chen began to think about which one to upgrade first to get the most benefits. Logically speaking, upgrading the mechanical soldier was the best choice. The mechanical soldier was already at level 2. After upgrading, it would become level 3 and have the ability to fight against a level 4 evolver. However, once this mechanical soldier reached level 3, it would need level 3 energy stones or level 3 energy stones to operate. However, Su Chen did not have any of these on him. In this way, the upgraded mechanical soldier would become a pile of scrap metal and would be useless. As for the storage bag and rapid combat boots, Su Chen felt that they were enough for now. After thinking about it, he decided to keep them and see if he could get some level 3 energy stones or level 3 energy stones in the future. If he could get them, he would naturally choose to upgrade the mechanical soldier. If he could not get them, it would not be too late to upgrade the others. Chapter 121. After picking up the 2 colored fragments, Su Chen looked around, and his eyes flashed with joy. Previously, he only glanced at the number of fragments and did not look at the color of the fragments. Now that he looked carefully, he found that most of the fragments were purple, black, red, and other valuable fragments. There were very few yellow fragments like seeds. Today's luck is off the charts. Su Chen rubbed his hands, walked to a purple fragment, and reached out to grab it. Picked up, 9th Heaven Dazzling Thunder, Fragment X1, Toot 10. Fragments are not full, cannot be used, can be exchanged for energy points. No exchange. Su Chen's mouth twitched slightly. Although he could not use it, it was still a fragment of the heavenly thunder, which made him a little excited. Then he grabbed at a red fragment. Picked up, Level 2 Constitution Potion, Fragment X111. Fragments are full, can be used or exchanged for energy points. Use it. Su Chen said excitedly. Level 2 Constitution Potion was very valuable. After a level 1 evolver took it, he would directly be promoted to level 2. In Su Chen's small team, other than himself and the mechanical soldier, the highest cultivation of the others was only level 1 evolver. Especially Wu Yang and Yang Lingtian, who had been level 1 evolvers for many years. Perhaps because of their low aptitude, it was very difficult to promote to level 2 evolvers. In other words, it was very likely that they would be stuck at level 1 for the rest of their lives. But with the level 2 constitution potion, it was different. They could promote to level 2 in minutes. Can it drop another bottle? Su Chen's thoughts moved. There was only one bottle of level 2 constitution potion, and he did not know who to distribute it to first. The best case scenario was to drop another bottle, then he would not have to worry about it. Seeing that there were more than a dozen red fragments, he started to pick up the red fragments. Picked up, level 1 constitution potion, fragment X111. Fragments are full, can be used or exchanged for energy points. Use it. Su Chen did not hesitate. Level 1 constitution potion is not as good as level 2 constitution potion. However, Chao Ran, Shirdanyu, Shirduo, and even Yang Qian could use it. After putting the level 1 constitution potion into his storage bag, he continued to pick up the other red shards. Picked up, pet potion, fragment *111. The fragments are full. Can be used or exchanged for energy points. However, the pet potion was not of much use to Su Chen, so he chose to exchange it for energy points. Picked up, full attribute MP potion, fragment *111. Full of fragments, can be used or exchanged for energy points. Exchange for energy points. Picked up, stamina recovery potion, fragment *111. The fragments are full. Can be used or exchanged for energy points. Stamina recovery potion was the first item dropped. As the name suggested, it was used to recover stamina. This thing could play a life-saving role in critical moments, so Su Chen chose to use it. Picked up, level 1 constitution potion, fragment *111. The fragments are full. Can be used or exchanged for energy points. Use. Picked up, level 1 mental power potion, fragment *111. The fragments are full. Can be used or exchanged for energy points. Level 1 mental power potion was also the first item dropped. After taking it, one could become a level 1 telekinesis master. Considering that a level 1 telekinesis master had no attack power, and the detection range was only about 10 meters, it was useless. Su Chen hesitated for a moment, then exchanged it for energy points. Chapter 122. The remaining red fragments were not very valuable, so they were all exchanged for energy points. Although the second bottle of level 2 constitution potion was not dropped, Su Chen was not too disappointed. After all, there were still many zombies in the mine, and he had only killed a small number of them. The chances of the remaining fragments dropping were still very high. After calming himself down, Su Chen continued to pick up fragments. At this time, Yang Hao and the others came running over one after another. According to the previous arrangement, they would dig for energy stones directly without Su Chen's instructions. Su Chen picked up a black fragment and obtained a planting dimension fragment. Suddenly, he saw an orange fragment not far away. The orange fragment had never appeared before, so it was undoubtedly a new type of fragment. Su Chen suddenly moved, rushed over without hesitation, and grabbed the top. Picked up level 5 Monster Beast Gale Thunder Black Eagle fragment *150. The fragment is not full, so it cannot be used. It can be exchanged for energy points. No, Su Chen said directly. Although there was still a long way to go before he could gather enough Gale Thunder Black Eagles, it was still a level 5 monster. After all, it was still a level 5 monster, so it was needless to say how powerful it was. The mysterious heavenly continent was boundless, so there were definitely monsters above level 5. However, Thousand Feather Island was not necessarily the same. If he could gather all the Gale Thunder Black Eagles, he would be able to do whatever he wanted on Thousand Feather Island. Of course, 50 fragments was not a small number, and the items dropped were not fixed, which undoubtedly increased the difficulty of gathering all the fragments. Can I exchange for the Doomsday Mall? Su Chen thought. Before this, the Doomsday Mall did not have an orange column, let alone a Gale Thunder Black Eagle. Thinking of this, he quickly opened the Doomsday Mall and checked it out. Soon, he found that there was an orange column on the exchange interface, and the Gale Thunder Black Eagle was also in it. When he saw that the exchange required 500 energy points, he was a little tempted. According to his estimation, if he killed all the zombies in the mine, he should be able to get around 1,000 fragments. If all of them were converted into energy points, it would be 1,000 energy points, which was enough to exchange for 2 uses of the Gale Thunder Black Eagle. However, it was obviously not worth it to exchange all the fragments for energy points, and he would not do so. On the other hand, if he only exchanged it for 500 energy points, there was a high possibility. Should I exchange or not? Su Chen was somewhat undecided. To him, the first thing he needed was the Level 3 All Attributes fragment. Exchanging for the Level 3 All Attributes fragment only required 100 energy points. Gale Thunder Black Eagle was good, but it required too many energy points. Secondly, with Su Chen's current strength, there was no existence that could threaten him for the time being. If he exchanged for the Wind Thunder Black Eagle, it would become a decoration, and there would be no real gain. After thinking about it, he decided to postpone the exchange for the Gale Thunder Black Eagle. After that, he calmed himself down and continued to pick up the shards. Picked up Planting Space, Fragment *1, 3/10. Fragment not full, cannot be used, can be exchanged for energy points. Picked up Level 1 Android Battle Wolf, Fragment *1, 2/10. Fragment not full, cannot be used, can be exchanged for energy points. Exchange for energy points. Picked up Serene Pool Divine Wood *1, 3/10. Fragment not full, cannot be used, can be exchanged for energy stones. Chapter 123. After picking up the fragments, Su Chen counted the goods. This time, he picked up a total of 107 fragments. Most of them were exchanged for energy points. He already had 70 energy points. I only need 30 energy points to exchange for the Level 3 All Attributes fragment. Su Chen was shocked. Since Wu Yang and the others were still digging for energy stones, they could not attract zombies for the time being. He had nothing to do, so he helped to dig. After an hour, all the energy stones were dug out. Su Chen collected all the energy stones and installed them into the levelless Gatling gun on the intelligent chariot. Su Chen, do you still want to continue hunting? Do you want to rest for a while? Wu Yang asked. After killing thousands of zombies in one go, no matter how strong one was, one still needed to rest. Su Chen felt that it was okay. If he persevered for 1 or 2 more times, it would not be a big problem. Moreover, he had a bottle of stamina recovery potion with him. He could recover to his peak state at any time. I'll hunt again. Leave the rest to my chariot. Su Chen thought for a while and replied. The levelless Gatling gun had more than 3,000 energy stones installed. Other than the zombies above level 2 that could not be killed, killing normal zombies and level 1 zombies was as easy as cutting vegetables. That's a good idea. Wu Yang nodded. The intelligent chariot's defense was amazing. Last time, it had crushed more than 200 zombies. He also thought that Su Chen would let the intelligent chariot rampage through the zombie crowd and kill the zombies in this way. Su Chen smiled and did not explain. After that, he let everyone enter the intelligent chariot, and he attracted zombies again. Following the same pattern, Su Chen threw a fireball into the mine pit, then turned and ran. Soon, a large number of zombies rushed out. It's a bit too little. Seeing that only 500 to 600 zombies were attracted this time, Su Chen shook his head. Although he was not satisfied, he still had to kill the zombies. Without waiting for the zombies to get close, He rushed forward with the enchanted sword. After a frenzied rampage, there were more than 500 zombie corpses on the ground, as well as more than 50 fragments of various colors. "Let's begin." Su-Chen called out to the people in the car and began to pick up the debris. Picked up Ancient God-Fiend Body, Fragment X1, 3-100. The fragments are not full and cannot be used. They can be exchanged for energy points. The Ancient God-Fiend Body was something that he was determined to get, so he naturally wouldn't choose to exchange for it. Picked up Level 2 Constitution Potion, Fragment X1, 1-1. The fragments are full. Can be used or exchanged for energy points. Use. He had a premonition that another Level 2 Constitution Potion would drop today, but he didn't expect it to come so soon. This way, Wu Yang and Yang Lingtian could both become Level 2 Evolvers. Su-Chen happily put away the Level 2 Constitution Potion and sped up his looting speed. Picked up Sky Hammer, Fragment X1, 1-3. The fragments are not full and cannot be used. They can be exchanged for energy points. After hesitating for a moment, he didn't choose to exchange for energy points. Sky Hammer was a weapon fragment, so it definitely had a strong lethality. He had the enchanted sword himself, so he might not be able to use it, but he could give it to others. Especially Shi Dainyu, the big guy, who was absolutely majestic with a sledgehammer in his hand. "Leave Skyhammer to Dainyu." Su-Chen made a decision and grabbed the third fragment. Picked up Netherworld Dagger, Fragment X1, 1-3. The fragments are not full and cannot be used. They can be exchanged for energy points. Since he could use the weapon fragments, he kept them. Chapter 124. The fourth one was a fragment of the bread tree seed, which Su-Chen directly exchanged for energy points. The fifth one was a fragment of the serene pool divine wood, which he chose to keep. The sixth one was a new type of potion, the Berserk Potion. The feedback was that after taking the Berserk Potion, the strength of the evolver could increase by 1 level for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, the user would fall into a period of weakness. This thing had advantages and disadvantages, so Su-Chen thought for a moment and decided to keep it. The items that dropped next weren't very valuable. They were all exchanged for energy points. Su-Chen opened the Doomsday Mall, and when he saw that the energy points had reached 110 points, the corners of his mouth rose. Then, he spent 100 energy points to exchange for a fragment of the Level 3 all attributes. After the exchange was successful, the Evolver, Spellcaster, and Telekinesis master levels naturally reached Level 3. With the promotion of his level, his strength increased exponentially, and he was confident that he could kill a Level 4 Evolver. There might be a Level 4 Evolver in Chinyu Island, but the number would certainly not be too many. As a result, he was almost invincible in Chinyu Island. Later, after Wu Yang and the others finished digging the energy stones, Su-Chen struck while the iron was hot and continued to attract zombies. Relying on his soaring strength, this time, he attracted more than 2,000 zombies. Isn't this too crazy? Didn't he say that he wanted to rest? Seeing the tide of zombies coming, Wu Yang clicked his tongue and secretly worried for Su-Chen. "Captain Wu, there are too many zombies this time. Why don't we help Su-Chen?" Tan Lin was a little worried. "Let's see the situation first." Wu Yang narrowed his eyes and replied. He still knew Su-Chen very well. If he was not sure, Su-Chen would not do this. So, he decided to wait and see. Soon, a black mass of zombies rolled toward Su-Chen. The people in the cars suddenly became nervous. They stared at Su-Chen. At this moment, Su-Chen made a move. He slashed out with his saber. With a thunderous roar, a sea of thunder and lightning suddenly appeared in front of the enchanted magic saber and swept forward. In an instant, hundreds of zombies were engulfed by the sea of lightning. Following a series of explosions, all of the zombies that were wrapped up were turned into nothingness. Not even their bones were left behind. After one slash, the area 50 meters in front of Su-Chen became a strange vacuum. Other than the charred ground and the sparkling fragments, there was nothing else. Even the energy stones had evaporated. This is too exaggerated. Chao Ran's eyes widened. Other than shock, there was nothing else on his face. The others were equally shocked. Killing hundreds of zombies with one slash, they didn't know how to describe the power of this slash. Su Chen can't be a level 4 evolver, right? Wu Yang murmured. I'm afraid that even a level 4 evolver wouldn't have such a powerful killing move. Yang Lingtian took a deep breath. Tan Lin and Yang Qian looked at Su Chen in a daze. Their hearts were beating fast, and their beautiful eyes were shining brightly. Not bad. Su Chen sighed softly. The slash just now was infused with thunder magic, and the thunder magic was fused with thunder of desolation. It could be considered his strongest killing move. If it was other magic, it would not have such a shocking effect. After this slash, Su Chen was full of confidence. He was confident that he could kill a level 4 evolver. Chapter 125. The rest of the zombies were not frightened by this attack, and they continued to charge towards Su Chen. Su Chen quickly infused the enchanted sword with wind magic and slashed again. The power of wind magic was not as strong as lightning magic, but this attack was still very lethal. Close to 100 zombies were cut into pieces, and they died on the spot. When Su Chen was at level 2, he could only kill a few dozen zombies with the same attack. But when he reached level 3, he could kill 100 zombies. Because of this, he had a clear understanding of his own strength. Next, he continued to infuse magic of various elements, and every time he slashed, hundreds of zombies would die. He did not know how many times he slashed, but the ground was already covered with a thick layer of zombie corpses, and there were more than 200 shining fragments. After killing the last zombie, Su Chen stood on the spot, gasping for breath. Although he only slashed a few dozen times, every slash consumed a lot of energy. Fortunately, he had a lot of mana recovery potion on him. Otherwise, he would not be able to take it anymore. At this time, without waiting for Su Chen to call, Yang Hao and the others had already excitedly ran out of the car and started digging for energy stones. Wu Yang walked in front of Su Chen, looked at him blankly, and asked, Su Chen, what level are you at now? I just reached level 3. Su Chen smiled. Although he was only level 3, the strength he displayed was not any worse than a level 4, maybe even a level higher. You are already level 3. Wu Yang took a deep breath. Previously, when he was chatting with Yang Lingtian, he found out that Su Chen had just reached level 2 not long ago. In just a few days, Su Chen had already reached level 3. This kind of speed of advancement was like sitting on a rocket, and it was something that others could only dream of. Moreover, Wu Yang also thought that Su Chen's advancement was not just a single advancement, but an evolver, a psychic, and a telekinesis master at the same time. Even if others were to advance, it would take years of accumulation, and who knows how many difficulties and hardships they had to go through before they were lucky enough to advance. But in Su Chen's case, none of these existed. Leveling up for Su Chen was as simple as eating and drinking. He is only 17 years old. Wu Yang could not help but sigh. He thought about how he was only a level 1 evolver in his 30s, and Su Chen was only 17 years old, but he was already a level 3 evolver, level 3 psychic, and a telekinesis master. A deep sense of helplessness in his heart. Su Chen noticed that Wu Yang looked a little lonely, and a meaningful smile appeared on his face. Captain Wu, you will soon become a level 2 evolutionary. 2 bottles of level 2 constitution potion had been dropped, and it was enough for Wu Yang and Yang Lingtian to become level 2 evolvers. However, the zombies were not finished yet, and he planned to let Wu Yang experience the taste of surprise after it was over. I hope so. Wu Yang smiled bitterly. He thought that Su Chen was comforting him, so he did not think too much about it. Su Chen did not explain and began to pick up the fragments. Picked up, planting space, fragment *1, fort 10. Quantity is full, cannot be used, can be exchanged for energy points. No exchange. Picked up, tomato seed, fragment *1, 11. Quantity is full, can be used or exchanged for energy points. Although it was a seed-type fragment, it was the first time it appeared, so Su Chen still kept it. Picked up, Level 1 Mechanical Soldier, Fragment *1, 110. Fragment is not full, cannot be used, can be exchanged for energy points. Su Chen already had a Level 2 Mechanical Soldier, and a Level 1 one was not good enough, so he simply exchanged it for energy points. Chapter 126. In the remaining time, Su Chen kept picking up the fragments, and the good items and energy points that were exchanged increased. After about an hour, all the fragments were collected. During this time, he exchanged most of the fragments for energy points, and his energy points reached 160 points. Other than that, he had collected 9 fragments of Plant Dimension, and he only needed 1 more before he could use it. The collection of Sky Hammer was successfully completed. Sky Hammer was a golden war hammer, and it weighed 380 kilograms. It was very suitable for people with great strength, and could be said to be a perfect match for Sherdaniu. Nether Dagger was still missing 1 fragment, but it only needed 10 energy points to exchange for 1 fragment in Doomsday Shopping Center. As long as Su Chen was willing, he could collect them at any time. In addition, a few bottles of Level 1 Constitution Potion were dropped, and there were enough to distribute. As he had killed too many zombies, it would take some time to dig out all the energy stones. Su Chen returned to the intelligent chariot and planned to rest for a while. However, when he inadvertently saw the dense red dots on the central control screen, he had an idea. Satoshi, calculate how many zombies are there in the mine? After the intelligent chariot was upgraded, its detection range covered 10 kilometers, and the location of those red dots was obviously in the mine. 10 seconds later, the intelligent chariot replied, "The number that can be detected is 4,178. So little? Su Chen frowned. Although there were not as many zombies in the mine as before, he estimated that there should be at least 10,000 of them. According to the intelligent chariot, the number did not match at all. Because he had killed less than 4,000 zombies, and with the number that the intelligent chariot detected, there were only 8,000 of them. Where did the remaining 2,000 go? Could it be that his estimation was wrong? Or was the intelligent chariot unable to determine the exact number? With doubts in his heart, Su Chen asked, "Satoshi, are you sure? Are there really only so few zombies?" "Master, I am unable to determine the number of zombies that are wrapped in mysterious power. There are 4,178 zombies that are not wrapped in mysterious power," the intelligent chariot explained. "What is mysterious power?" Su Chen raised his eyebrows. "The mine up ahead is connected to another world. The passage connecting the 2 worlds forms a part of the power of the world, which is the mysterious power." Hearing this, Su Chen's heart skipped a beat. The mine was actually connected to another world. This was something he had never thought of before. What kind of world was it connected to? Would it be dangerous? Why would it appear on Thousand Feather Island? Were there any other passageways in the mysterious heavenly continent? The unknown world always made one's imagination run wild. At this moment, Su Chen's eyes were glued to the central control screen as his mind raced. After a long time, he exhaled a mouthful of turbid air and did not want to dwell on this matter any longer. His main task now was to kill zombies and obtain fragments. It wouldn't be too late to explore the unknown world after his strength had increased to a certain level. Qinggu, all the energy stones have been dug out. At this moment, Yang Hao walked to Su Chen with a large pile of energy stones. Su Chen nodded and installed all the energy stones into the ungraded Gatling gun. He did not plan to hunt zombies anymore. Instead, he wanted to show the power of the intelligent chariot. After everyone returned to the vehicle, Su Chen was ready to attract zombies again. "Su Chen, you should take a break. You have killed thousands of zombies continuously." Tan Lin could not bear to see him like this and advised him, "Satoshi and Lil Tai will do it this time. I'm only responsible for attracting zombies." Su Chen smiled and walked out of the vehicle. Chapter 127. Just like the previous times, Su Chen walked to the edge of the pit and threw a few fireballs inside. When the zombies rushed over, he turned around and ran. He ran onto the intelligent chariot, and the zombies behind him were less than 100 meters away. Su Chen glanced and found that there were more zombies than the previous times, and said, "Satoshi, calculate the number of zombies." A total of 4,187. Such a coincidence? Su Chen's heart skipped a beat. Previously, the intelligent chariot said that there were 4,187 zombies that were not covered by the power of the realm, and all of them ran out at once. He now suspected that the zombies that were covered by the power of the realm could not come out. However, he did not have time to think about it, because the zombies were about to reach him. "Satoshi, tear them apart." Su Chen smirked and gave the order. The intelligent chariot received the order, and the ungraded Gatling gun on the front of the chariot aimed at the zombies. In the next moment, dense gunshots were heard. Two. Death. In the rain of bullets, the zombies that rushed forward fell one by one. Minced meat flew everywhere, and blood splattered everywhere. It was like hell on earth. Even the air was filled with a thick layer of red mist. Under the merciless harvest of the ungraded Gatling gun, the normal zombies were directly torn into pieces, and the level 1 zombies were also killed in one shot. The level 2 zombies that were lucky enough to survive were too few. Even if they could reach the intelligent chariot, they would be killed on the spot by the mechanical soldiers that were eyeing them covetously. Seeing the massacre in front of them, the people in the chariot were shocked. Especially Wu Yang and the others who had not seen the power of the ungraded Gatling gun. Their eyes almost popped out. "Oh my God, here comes my mother." Seeing that more than half of the zombies were killed in the blink of an eye, Wu Yang's mouth trembled. The speed of the killing was too fast. It was several times faster than Su Chen's killing speed. He even thought that even if Su Chen was an ordinary person, as long as he had the intelligent war chariot, he could still do whatever he wanted in this world. 20 minutes later, the intelligent war chariot stopped firing, and none of the zombies that rushed over survived. To be more precise, zombies that could remain intact were rare. Most of them were torn into several pieces, and their deaths were extremely miserable. From this, it could be seen how powerful the intelligent war chariot is. The moment the intelligent war chariot stopped firing, the chariot fell into a strange silence. Everyone was dumbfounded. Clearly, they had not recovered from the shock just now. "Don't be in a daze. Let's do it." Su Chen reminded them and got out of the car first. At this moment, the beams of light on the ground intertwined with each other, dazzling him and causing his breathing to become heavy. Although he did not know exactly how many fragments had dropped, he estimated that there should be at least 400 fragments. "Let's dig for energy ores." Yang Hao reacted and followed Su Chen out of the car. The others recovered and got out of the car one after another. Wu Yang was the last to get out of the car. When his gaze fell on Su Chen's back, he murmured, "How many trump cards does he have?" Su Chen narrowed his eyes and glanced around. He first walked towards a colorful fragment. Picked up Upgrade Gem, Fragment *111. The fragment is full, can be used or exchanged for energy points. There were still many things waiting to be upgraded. Su Chen naturally would not choose to exchange for energy points. Chapter 128. After putting away the upgrade gem, Su Chen continued to pick up fragments. Picked up 9th Heaven Dazzling Lightning Fragment X1, Fort 10. Fragment not full, cannot be used. Can be exchanged for energy points. Not exchanging. Picked up Planting Space Fragment X1, 1010. Fragment full, can be used or exchanged for energy points. As soon as he finished speaking, a silver bracelet appeared in Su Chen's hand. At the same time, some information about the planting space appeared in his mind. After reading it, he directly put the silver bracelet on his left hand. With a flash of silver light, the silver bracelet strangely disappeared from his wrist. Seeing this, Su Chen was not shocked but happy. The silver bracelet formed by the planting space was connected to his flesh and blood. When not in use, it would automatically merge with his flesh and blood. When he needed to use it, it would appear in front of him with just a thought. Speaking of which, the planting space was similar to a storage bag. It also had a built-in space of 10 cubic meters. Other than being able to store items, its main function was to grow crops. Moreover, the crops did not need to be watered or fertilized. They would not fall sick and could grow very healthily. Not bad. Su Chun curled his lips and showed a touch of satisfaction. He had a lot of plant seeds on him. With the planting space, he could grow some in it and eat fresh fruits anytime and anywhere. However, the space in the planting space was limited. There were not many things that could be planted. He could not just plant them randomly. Su Chun was not in a hurry to plant them. He collected his thoughts and continued to pick up fragments. Picked up Stamina Recovery Potion Fragment X111. Fragment full, can be used or exchanged for energy points. Use. The Stamina Recovery Potion was good stuff. Su Chun happily put it away. Just as he was about to pick up a purple fragment, he suddenly noticed two strange beams of light not far away. One was gray and the other was brown. Gray and brown fragments. Su Chen's eyes lit up. This was the first time that these two colored fragments had appeared. They represented two new types of fragments. Su Chen excitedly ran over and grabbed the gray fragment. Picked up Universal Terminology, Fragment *111. The fragment is full, can be used or exchanged for energy points. Use. Soon, tens of thousands of different languages and characters appeared in Su Chen's mind, and each language and character had reached a level of familiarity. In other words, the current him could understand the language of any race and communicate with any race. That's awesome. Su Chen took a deep breath. Although Universal Terminology was only an auxiliary item, the benefits it could bring were immeasurable. Furthermore, he used this to determine that since there were tens of thousands of different languages, did that mean there were tens of thousands of different races? In the mysterious heavenly mainland, he only knew that there were humans, zombies, and mutant beasts. Where were the other races? Could it be a foreign world like the world connected to the mine? Su Chen immediately thought of this, and his face darkened slightly. However, he could not be sure if this was the case. He would have to verify it in the future. After calming himself down, he grabbed the brown fragment. Picked up Blade of Divine Sense, Fragment *150. The fragment is not full, cannot be used, can be exchanged for energy points. No exchange. From the name, Su Chen guessed that the Blade of Divine Sense should be a type of spiritual energy secret technique. The number of fragments required was 50, the same as a level 5 beast. From this, it could be seen that the Blade of Consciousness must be extraordinary, and Su Chen had some expectations for it. Chapter 129. Behind him, Su Chen continued to pick up the fragments. Picked up Upgrade Gem, Fragment *111. The fragments are full, can be used or exchanged for energy points. Picked up Quiet Pool Divine Wood, Fragment *1-3-10. The fragments are not full, cannot be used, can be exchanged for energy points. Not exchanging. Picked up Level 1 Mechanical Soldier, Fragment *1-110. The fragments are not full, cannot be used, can be exchanged for energy points. Exchanging for energy points. Picked up Northern Ice, Fragment *1-110. The fragments are not full, cannot be used, can be exchanged for energy points. Not exchanging. After picking up more than 100 fragments in a row, a new item appeared again. Judging from the name Northern Frost Ice, it should be similar to the Godly Thunder of Desolation, and it could increase the power of ice elemental magic spells and spells. For such a good item that could increase one's strength, naturally, he would choose to keep it. Then, he grabbed another colorful shard. Picked up Magic Fusion Gem, Fragment *1-110. The fragments are not full, cannot be used, can be exchanged for energy points. not exchanging. Magic Fusion Gem was also something that appeared for the first time. Su Chen had some doubts that Magic Fusion Gem was something that could fuse magic power of different elements together. If that was the case, it would be too awesome. Imagine, other psychic magicians could only release spells of a single element, but the fused spells would be of 2, 3, or even more elements. Not to mention the power, just the fact that it was multi-elemental spells would make it impossible for people to guard against. Moreover, the more magic power was fused, the more powerful it would be. Of course, these were only Su Chen's conjectures. He still had to gather all the magic fusion gems to know if this was the case. After calming himself down, Su Chen did not waste any time and continued to pick up the fragments. After about 2 hours, all the fragments were picked up. Su Chen's harvest was unusually rich. Not only did he collect a lot of good items, but even his energy points had increased to 400. It seems that killing a large number of zombies is more satisfying. Su Chen sighed from the bottom of his heart, and then his gaze drifted to the mine pit. There were still a lot of zombies in the mine, but they were all wrapped up in the power of the boundary. It was hard to say if they could be lured out, but they still had to try. While the others were still digging for energy stones, Su Chen opened the Doomsday Shopping Center and looked at it. The first thing he looked at was the golden attribute pane. Ever since he had exchanged for the level 3 all attributes fragment, the level 4 all attributes fragment had naturally appeared. Su Chen looked at the exchange price and a smile appeared at the corner of his mouth. The exchange price of the level 4 all attributes fragment was 500 energy points. He only needed to obtain 100 more energy points to successfully exchange for it. Afterwards, he looked at the purple column and fixed his gaze on the ancient God-fiend body. The exchange price of the ancient God-fiend body was as high as 10,000 energy points. It was the most valuable item that had appeared so far. Su Chen had been coveting it for a long time. 10,000 energy points seemed terrifying, but in fact, Su Chen thought that it would be enough to kill a medium-sized zombie horde. It seems that I have to meet Golden File Sure as soon as possible. Su Chen narrowed his eyes and looked in the direction of the Tianen colony. The number of medium-sized zombie horde exceeded 100,000, and it was very difficult to form one. As far as Su Chen knew, only Jean Jiasher's zombie army had such a large number of zombies, so he turned his attention to Jean Jiasher. Chapter 130. After another half an hour, Yang Hao and the others had finished digging out the energy stones and returned to the car one after another. Su Chen collected the energy stones and filled them all into the level-less Gatling gun, and went to the mine pit to attract zombies again. This time, Wu Yang and the others did not say anything. After witnessing the power of the intelligent chariot, no matter how many zombies came, they would be killed. They had nothing to worry about at all. Su Chen walked to the front of the mine pit and glanced down. He saw that there were no more zombies on the spiral road. At the bottom of the mine pit, leading to a deep and dark place, there were still countless zombies gathered. Su Chen condensed a fireball and threw it over. The fireball fell slowly, and when it was about to reach the bottom of the pit, it was blocked by an invisible force. Then, there was a violent explosion, and a bright flame rose up. However, even though the fireball's explosion was powerful, it did not hurt the zombies below. The defense of the realm's power is so strong? Su Chen frowned slightly. The reason why the fireball was blocked was because of the barrier of the realm's power. Su Chen did not give up. When he was about to release the thunderstorm technique, an angry roar came from the bottom of the pit. Blah blah blah. Turricola. The language used in the roar did not belong to any language in this world. If it was someone else, they would not understand anything. However, Su Chen was different. He had just obtained the universal terminology, and he happened to understand what it meant. However, his face darkened after he understood what was going on. Because that roar was clearly insulting him. The general meaning was, "Arrogant thief, you still don't want to stop after killing so many of my clan's servants. If you don't get out of my way, I will tear you into pieces." How could Su Chen be insulted and threatened so easily? He immediately responded in the other party's language. F*CKU? Who do you think you are? Come up here if you have the ability. Grandpa will definitely skin you alive. After being scolded by Su Chen, the strange race man was stunned for a moment before he exclaimed, "Kid, who are you? Why do you speak our language?" "It's none of your business." Su Chen sneered and continued to scold, "I don't care if you're a green tortoise or a red tortoise, you're just a coward in my eyes." The reason why he was provoking the green tortoise was because he wanted to lure the green tortoise out. After all, he had never seen a foreign race before, so he wanted to use this opportunity to gauge their strength. Arrogant. The green tortoise man was enraged and he threatened again, "If it weren't for the barrier of the realm, I would have killed you a long time ago. You wouldn't even have the chance to be so arrogant here." Hearing this, Su Chen had an idea and probed, "So you're saying that you'll never be able to come up?" "Ah." The green tortoise man laughed wildly and said coldly, "Kid, don't be complacent. The barrier of the realm will soon be completely stabilized. At that time, our green tortoise race will definitely slaughter all of you humans." Shameless boasting. Su Chen snorted coldly and then asked, "The strongest of your green tortoise race is only a level 3 evolver. How can you be a match for us humans?" He didn't know the details of the green tortoise race, so he was just probing. Frog at the bottom of a well. The green tortoise man said disdainfully, "In our green tortoise race, the weakest is a level 1 evolver, and the patriarch is a level 4 evolver. You humans are the weakest among all the races. How can you resist us?" So the strongest is only level 4. Su Chen was somewhat disdainful. At first, when he heard the other party's words, he thought that the green tortoise race was a powerful race. He didn't expect that the strongest was only level 4. Level 4 evolvers were considered the top combat power in Qinyu Island, but for Su Chen, they were just trash that could be casually killed. They couldn't do anything to him. Chapter 131. However, the overall strength of the green turtles was still very strong. Even the weakest of them was a level 1 evolver. Once they rushed into Qinyu Island, they could cause a devastating blow to the human side. Of course, the premise was that they did not encounter Su Chen. With Su Chen's current strength and his many tricks, no matter how many green tortoise tribe members came, they would only be slaughtered. After calming down, Su Chen said loudly, "Old turtle, no matter how many people you have, as long as you dare to appear in front of me, I will kill you all." Arrogant. The green turtle gritted his teeth and shouted angrily, "Boy, what is your name? Do you dare to tell me your name? Do you think you are worthy of knowing my name?" Su Chen sneered and said mockingly, "If you want to know my name, call me Grandpa first." "I'm so angry." The green turtle man roared and then roared, "Boy, don't let me catch you. If I catch you, I will crush your bones and scatter your ashes." "I am looking forward to that day." Su Chen curled his lips and turned to leave the mine. He had basically figured out the ins and outs of the green turtles, and the zombies could not come out. It was meaningless to continue to argue with the turtle. When the people on the MCV saw that Su Chen did not attract any zombies, they were somewhat puzzled. "Su Chen, did you kill all the zombies?" When Su Chen got on the MCV, Wu Yang immediately asked. "There are still some zombies inside, but they are surrounded by the power of the interface. None of them can come out." Su Chen sighed and explained. If the zombies could not come out, he would not be able to get the fragments. This was a big loss for him. What is the power of the interface? The people on the MCV widened their eyes. The term, power of the interface, was too new. It was the first time they had heard of it. Su Chen did not intend to hide it, so he told them about the passage between the two worlds and the green turtles. "There are actually aliens?" Wu Yang's face became more dignified. The others' faces were not very good either. In the post-apocalyptic world, zombies and mutant beasts were the dominant forces, and it was extremely difficult for humans to survive. Furthermore, the appearance of foreign races would be a disaster for the human race. What's there to be afraid of? As long as we become strong enough, they can only look at our faces. Su Chen didn't care at all. He knew very well that this was a world where the strong ruled. Whoever had the hardest fist and the strongest strength would be able to dominate this world. It seems that we really should seize the time to improve our strength. Wu Yang gritted his teeth, his gaze resolute. The others nodded in agreement. However, increasing one's strength was not something that could be done in a short period of time. They did not have the slightest confidence that they could achieve a breakthrough in a short period of time. You don't have to worry about improving your strength. I have a way, Su Chen said with a smile. He had a lot of constitution potions on him and a few weapons, which could at least double their strength. If it were someone else who said this, they would definitely be mocked. However, Su Chen was very different. Su Chen's speed of advancement was obvious to all. In addition, he had a lot of strange things. Perhaps he really had a way to improve their strength. Chen Gu, when will you help us improve our strength? Chao Ran asked excitedly. He dreamed of becoming an evolved person, and he really couldn't wait. Let's go back first. Su Chen smiled and gave Chao Ran a reassuring look. Chao Ran nodded heavily. He believed that as long as Su Chen promised something, he would definitely do it. After a while, the intelligent chariot ignited and started to go back the way they came. Chapter 132. On the way back, Su Chen suddenly found that more than a dozen blue dots appeared on the central control screen, and their location seemed to be near the boulder. When they left in the morning, the cave on the boulder was not sealed. If someone discovered it, it was likely that they would occupy the cave. Who could it be? Su Chen narrowed his eyes and pondered. In the vicinity, after the last zombie tide and beast tide, there were very few humans. More than a dozen of them appeared at once, which aroused his vigilance. When the intelligent chariot slowly drove to the boulder, Yang Hao reminded him, Chen Ge, it seems that someone has entered our cave, and there are 2 minibuses parked outside. Su Chen had already seen them and nodded slightly. Don't worry, let's go and take a look. The arrival of the intelligent chariot also attracted the attention of the people in the cave. Soon, more than a dozen people came out of the cave and took out their weapons, looking ready to fight. After the intelligent chariot stopped, Su Chen got out of the car, and Wu Yang and Yang Lingtian got off with him. The others were left in the minibus. Everyone, where are you from? Su Chen stepped forward and greeted the people opposite him. An old man with a wrinkled face looked at Su Chen and said indifferently, You are not qualified to know where we are from. What are you here for? Seeing the other party's cold attitude, Su Chen rubbed his nose, pointed to the cave on the boulder and said, That cave was dug by us, and it can be regarded as our temporary residence. Of course, we have to come back. Your cave? The old man was surprised, stared at Su Chen and asked, Do you have any evidence? There is an apple tree inside, and I planted it with my own hands. Does that count as evidence? Su Chen said lightly, You planted it just because you said so? I can also say that I planted it. A man in black tights walked out from behind the old man. He looked to be about 27 or 28 years old. His eyes were fierce as he coldly glanced at Su Chen and spoke with disdain. The old man chuckled and said, This cave is obviously ownerless. Whoever comes first gets it. If there's nothing else, you should leave quickly. Don't ask for a snub. Hearing this, Su Chen's eyes gradually narrowed. Originally, he didn't care about the stone cave and the apple tree inside. If the other party had spoken to him politely, he might have given up. However, the other party's confident tone made him a little displeased. So, you're planning to rob me? Su Chen's voice turned cold. Wu Yang and Yang Lingtian looked at each other and took out their weapons. They all knew that conflict was unavoidable. As long as Su Chen gave the order, we would not hesitate to charge over and kill the other side. Kid, you're quite arrogant, aren't you? How dare you talk to us in such a tone? You don't want to live anymore, do you? The man in black waved the cleaver in his hand and threatened. In the past, no one who talked to me in such a tone could survive, Su Chen said to himself calmly. These words were not boasting at all. Anyone who offended him, without exception, had died in his hands. If there was an exception, it would be Li Liang. However, Li Liang's fate was worse than death. He had experienced all kinds of torture. Whether or not he had been hunted down and dug out of his energy stone was still unknown. Su Chen's words caused the other party to burst into laughter. In their eyes, Su Chen was only 20 years old. At most, he was a level 1 evolver. It was ridiculous for him to say such words without shame. Behind the old man, there was a sudden commotion. A level 1 evolver was killed without even making a splash. How strong was Su Chen? Could it be that he was a level 3 evolver? Although it was not difficult for a level 2 evolver to kill a level 1 evolver, it was absolutely impossible to do it so casually. Thinking that they had provoked such an existence, the men behind the old man felt a chill run down their backs and a deep fear surged in their hearts. Chapter 134. I told you to get lost, but you forced me to do it. Su Chen kicked the headless body of the man in black away and turned his gaze to the old man. At this moment, his eyes were full of disdain and killing intent, as if he was a powerhouse looking down on a group of weaklings. When his eyes met with Su Chen's, the old man felt a chill run down his spine and hurriedly said, "We will leave now." He was only a level 2 evolved being, and he knew that he was no match for Su Chen, who could kill a level 1 evolved being in an instant. If he continued to stay, he would lose his life. Too late. Su Chen sneered and held the enchanted sword in his hand. After infusing it with wind magic, he slashed horizontally. In an instant, a gray wind blade more than 10 meters long appeared out of nowhere. What is this? The old man's fear reached its peak. After Su Chen slashed out, he actually released a wind magic, showing an unparalleled power that made it difficult for him to breathe. Facing such a strange and powerful attack, his face was extremely pale, but he would not sit still and wait for death. Fight it out with him. It was a matter of life and death, and everyone knew this. They all took out their weapons and slashed at the wind blade that was flying toward them. However, the huge gap in strength was not something that could be made up for by human strength. After Su Chen entered level 3, his slash could even seriously injure a level 4 evolved being, so how could a group of level 1 and level 2 evolved beings withstand it? In the shrill screams, more than a dozen people behind the old man were killed. Although the old man did not die, his body was covered in wounds, and his injuries were not light. This was also because Su Chen intended to keep him alive. Otherwise, he would be a cold corpse now. Seeing all his subordinates die on the spot, the old man's mouth trembled and he collapsed to the ground. Su Chen's strength was far beyond his imagination. Even their sect master, the venerable carved dragon, did not have such a terrifying attack. At this moment, he was certain that he would not be able to escape death. His face was ashen. "Tell me about your background." Su Chen stared coldly at the old man and asked. The reason why he spared the old man's life was to investigate their origins. That was because the old man and the others were all evolvers. Over a dozen evolvers were not a small force, and they were not much weaker than a small colony. So why did they come here? It couldn't be that they were here for sightseeing, right? If I tell you everything, can you spare my life? The old man gritted his teeth and said, "You don't have the right to bargain with me." Su Chen narrowed his eyes and said indifferently, "If you know what's good for you, I can leave your corpse intact. If you don't remove the roots when you cut the weeds, they'll grow again when the spring breeze blows." With his style of doing things, he definitely wouldn't leave behind a scourge. "Then you might as well kill me. I won't say a word." The old man threw caution to the wind. Since he knew that he was going to die, why would he follow Su Chen's wishes? "I'd like to see how useful your mouth is." Su Chen sneered and turned to the car and shouted, "Chao Ran, come here." "Chingu, what's the matter?" Chao Ran ran over eagerly. "Take out one of his eyeballs." Su Chen's voice was cold and emotionless. Since he planned to train Chao Ran to be the torture chamber's hall master, he was naturally the most suitable person to interrogate a confession by torture. Got it, Xinge? Chao Ran licked his lips and walked toward the old man with the dagger in his hand. What are you doing? Don't come over. The old man roared and moved backward. However, he was already bound by Su Chen's spiritual power, and it was futile no matter how hard he struggled. Chapter 135. Seeing that the dagger was about to pierce his eye socket, the old man hurriedly begged for mercy. Stop. I'll tell you everything. Su Chen gave Chao Ran a look and asked him to stop. Then he stared at the old man and said coldly, You'd better tell the truth. If you dare lie, you'll have to bear the consequences. The old man was so scared that he broke out in cold sweat. He took a deep breath and said as if he had accepted his fate, I'm from the Hidden Fog Sect. Hidden Fog Sect? Su Chen muttered and turned to look at Wu Yang. He had never heard of the Hidden Fog Sect before, so he wanted to see if Wu Yang knew anything about it. Wu Yang and Su Chen looked at each other and shook their heads. Seeing this, Su Chen looked at the old man again and asked, Where is the Hidden Fog Sect? It's in Yulin, the old man replied quickly. Hearing this, Su Chen narrowed his eyes. He knew about Yulin. To be exact, he had seen it on the mysterious heavenly continent topographical map. Yulin was located in the center of Qinyu Island. Qinyu Island was divided into 3 major areas, Yulin, Dilin, and Huanglin. Among them, the Yulin area was the largest area, and Su Chen was now in the Huanglin area. How strong is the Hidden Fog Sect? What's the strongest person? Su Chen asked again after he figured out the location of the Hidden Fog Sect. The Hidden Fog Sect is one of the top forces in Yulin. Our sect leader, the Venerable Carving Dragon, is a level 4 evolver. As the old man spoke, he observed the changes in Su Chen's expression. Originally, he thought that Su Chen would be fearful when he mentioned the name of the Venerable Dragon Carving. But to his disappointment, Su Chen looked indifferent from the beginning to the end, as if a level 4 evolver was nothing in his eyes. In that case, the Hidden Fog Sect is quite strong. Su Chen nodded slightly. A level 4 evolver was the top existence on Qinyu Island. From this, it could be seen that the Hidden Fog Sect was indeed one of the strongest forces. Of course, this was only true for others. In Su Chen's eyes, they were just trash that he could casually kill. Then what is your purpose for coming here? Su Chen asked. Yulin was tens of thousands of miles away from here. Even if they drove the MCV, it would take 10 days to half a month. Moreover, it was very likely that they would be attacked by zombies and mutant beasts along the way. Despite knowing how difficult it would be, the other party still insisted on coming. This was suspicious. The old man's face was cloudy and uncertain. He seemed to be struggling for a while before he finally said, I'm here to deliver a letter according to the sect master's instructions. Deliver a letter? Su Chen was stunned for a moment. He narrowed his eyes and stared at the old man. You're not joking with me, right? He traveled thousands of miles just to deliver a letter? How could he believe this? Xinge, this guy is not honest. It's better to remove his eyeballs. Chao Ran also thought that the old man was not telling the truth, so he suggested. The old man trembled in fear and quickly explained, What I said is true. The letter is with me. Take it out and let me see. Su Chen retracted his spiritual power, allowing the old man to regain his freedom. Under Su Chen's gaze, the old man obediently took out an envelope from his arms and handed it to Su Chen. Su Chen opened it and looked at it. His expression slightly froze. There was only a piece of paper in the envelope, with some tadpole-like words written on it. If it was someone else, they would definitely be confused, because these words did not belong to this world. However, Su Chen could recognize them. He also knew which race's language it was. It was the language of the Green Turtle clan that he had just learned. Chapter 136. The content of the letter was also very simple. There was only one short sentence. When the realm passage is opened, Come to Yulin and help me conquer the strong and unify Thousand Feather Island. After reading it, Su Chen put the letter away in his storage bag, but his thoughts were spinning. He guessed that this letter was most likely written by the venerable dragon carving to the Green Turtle clan. However, how could the venerable dragon carving contact the Green Turtle clan? Was he also a member of the Green Turtle clan? Had the Green Turtle clan been lurking among the humans? For a moment, Su Chen couldn't figure out the reason. However, one thing he was sure of was that the venerable dragon carving was indeed ambitious. He wanted to unite with the other races to unify Thousand Feather Island. Su Chen didn't have much of a sense of belonging to this world, but he didn't want it to be ruled by the other races. He swore to himself that if he had the chance, he would foil the venerable dragon carving's scheme. Who is this letter for? After calming down, Su Chen asked again. Although he was sure that it was for the Green Turtle clan, he still felt that it was better to confirm it. I don't know who it is for. The sect master only said that there is a mine full of zombies in the Huangzi mountain range. You just have to throw the letter in. The old man said truthfully. Su Chen nodded slightly. At this moment, he was sure that the venerable dragon carving contacted the Green Turtle clan. What other forces are there in Yulin? Su Chen asked. Considering that he would have to go to Yulin sooner or later, before that, it was better to understand the forces there. Other than the Hidden Fog sect, the strongest forces are Lion's Gate and Heaven Connect City. The second weakest forces are... The old man didn't dare to hide anything and told him everything. After half an hour, Su Chen had basically grasped the big and small forces in Yulin and killed the old man without hesitation. Let's go into the cave. After killing the old man, Su Chen shouted to the people on the intelligent chariot and led the way into the cave. In the cave, the apple tree was still there, but there was not a single fruit on it. It must have been eaten by the old man's group. After everyone had entered the cave, Su Chen first took out the universal oven and the corpses of the two raging rock bears and handed them to Yang Hao for dinner. Then he called Wu Yang and Yang Lingtian to the side and took out 2 glass bottles filled with red liquid. Seeing this, Yang Lingtian's eyes suddenly lit up and his breathing quickened. He still remembered clearly that Yang Hao had drunk this liquid and turned from an ordinary person to a level 1 evolver in the blink of an eye. Can I become a level 2 evolutionary after drinking it? Yang Lingtian asked excitedly. He had been stuck as a level 1 evolver for decades, and he had always wanted to become a level 2 evolver. However, due to his limited talent and cultivation resources, he had never been able to achieve his goal. Now that he saw Su Chen take out the magical potion, he had an inexplicable impulse. He even faintly felt that this was the thing that could make him a level 2 evolutionary. Su Chen, what are you holding in your hand? Wu Yang had never seen the vitality potion before and frowned slightly. Su Chen gave the 2 bottles of level 2 vitality potion to Yang Lingtian and Wu Yang. He smiled and said, "Drink it, and you will quickly become a level 2 evolutionary." What did you say? Wu Yang opened his eyes wide, thinking that he had misheard. Drinking a bottle of unknown liquid could make him a level 2 evolver? Was this a joke? Or was he bragging? If there was such a magical thing in the world, then wouldn't evolvers be trash on the streets? Chapter 137. Yang Lingtian did not have the slightest doubt. The moment he received the level 2 physique potion, he raised his head and swallowed it. Old Yang, Wu Yang was dumbfounded. He muttered in his heart, "Is this thing really effective? Brother Wu, you can rest assured that Su Chen gave you this thing." Yang Lingtian's lips curled into a meaningful smile. After he finished speaking, he saw that his face was swollen and red. At the same time, his whole body was emitting a fierce aura. Ha! Yang Lingtian looked up to the sky and let out a long howl. He raised his fist and punched the air. Buzz! Although this punch hit the air, it stirred up the air and made the air tremble. A level 2 evolver! Wu Yang exclaimed. He deeply felt that the aura emitted by Yang Lingtian was not something a level 1 evolver could compare to. This also meant that Yang Lingtian had really become a level 2 evolver. Moreover, The time it took for him to become a level 2 evolver was extremely short, only a few breaths. Through this point, it was enough to prove that Su Chen's potion could indeed allow a level 1 evolver to become a level 2 evolver. Oh my god! There really is such a magical thing in the world. Wu Yang could not remain calm. He lowered his head and looked at the level 2 physique potion in his hand, his hands trembling. Then he raised his head and drank the level 2 physique potion, just like Yang Lingtian did. After a few breaths, a violent aura lingered around Wu Yang's body. Ha! I am a level 2 evolver. Wu Yang raised his arms and shouted. Even though he was old, he could not hide the excitement in his heart. He danced with joy like a child. Such a big movement naturally attracted the attention of others. Dad, are you really a level 2 evolver? Yang Hao looked at Yang Lingtian with his eyes wide open. Yang Lingtian nodded heavily. Although he did not speak, the excitement on his face was obvious. Awesome! Yang Hao clenched his fists. He looked even happier than Yang Lingtian. Yang Chen walked over and looked at Su Chen in a daze. She pursed her lips and said, Su Chen, thank you. She knew very well that the reason Yang Lingtian could advance to level 2 was all thanks to Su Chen. You're welcome. Su Chen smiled. After exchanging glances with Su Chen, Yang Qian suddenly felt her face burning as she shyly lowered her head. Captain Wu, congratulations on your promotion. Chao Ran walked up and congratulated him. Thank you. Wu Yang smiled like a blooming flower. After helping Wu Yang and Yang Lingtian advance successfully, Su Chen called over Chao Ran, Mu Dainiu, Mu Duo, and Yang Qian. Take this potion, and you will soon become a level 1 evolver. Su Chen said as he placed a glass bottle filled with level 1 constitution potion in the hands of the 4 people. Qinggu, is this true? Chao Ran's mouth trembled. He dreamed of becoming an evolver, but he also knew that his talent was mediocre. He was afraid that he would never become an evolver in this lifetime. Seeing Su Chen give him something that could make him an evolver, he even wondered if he was dreaming. Dainiu and Duo were a little dazed. Since they were young, their biggest dream was to be able to eat a full meal. Who would have thought that they would one day become an evolved human? Yang Qian did not hesitate and drank it. She had seen the effect of this potion. As long as she drank it, she would definitely become a level 1 evolver. She also thought that only by becoming stronger could she be worthy of Su Chen. Chapter 138. Don't just stand there. Seeing that Chao Ran and the other 2 were in a daze, Su Chen reminded them. Chao Ran and the other 2 reacted and drank the physique potion, one after another. Soon, they all became level 1 evolvers. Ooh, Qinggu, you are my big brother. Please accept this little brother's kowtow. After becoming a level 1 evolver, Chao Ran burst into tears and wanted to kneel to Su Chen to express his gratitude. We are all brothers. I can't accept your gratitude. Su Chen couldn't help but laugh. Qinggu, we siblings can't repay your kindness even if we work like cows and horses. Dainiu and Duo's eyes were slightly red. Su Chen not only saved them, but also avenged them. Now, he helped them to become level 1 evolvers. This kind of kindness was as heavy as a mountain. At this moment, they secretly vowed that they would follow Su Chen closely for the rest of their lives, listen to Su Chen's orders, and protect Su Chen's safety. Even if they had to pay the price of their lives, they would not hesitate. Su Chen could hear the sincerity in their words. He nodded slightly and smiled. Well, you are all crying and wiping your tears. Aren't you afraid of being laughed at? Qinggu, I won't cry. I will be stronger in the future and help you kill more zombies. Chao Ran wiped his tears and said firmly. It's better if I kill the zombies myself. Su Chen muttered to himself. Other people couldn't get fragments from killing zombies. He didn't want to waste the opportunity to get fragments. However, he wouldn't say this out loud. He patted Chao Ran's shoulder and said lightly, there will be many opportunities to kill zombies. Don't be in a hurry. For the rest of the time, everyone sat together and ate the barbecue. The entire cave was brimming with laughter and chatter. In the post-apocalyptic world where danger lurked everywhere, it was rare to see such a scene. After filling their stomachs, Su Chen reunited with Yang Lingtian and Wu Yang. Do you know if there are any level 3 zombies or mutant beasts nearby? Su Chen asked. As his strength continued to increase, killing ordinary zombies could no longer satisfy his appetite. Moreover, if the intelligent war chariot wanted to continue upgrading, it would require energy stones of level 3 and above. Furthermore, the mechanical soldier could be upgraded to level 3 at any time, and only level 3 energy stones could provide the driving energy. Su Chen, are you looking for level 3 energy stones? Wu Yang asked, not answering the question. Su Chen nodded. If I want to upgrade my war chariot, I'll need energy stones above level 3. So that's how it is, Wu Yang said in realization. He had witnessed the power of the intelligent war chariot with his own eyes. If it was upgraded again, its lethality would definitely increase by another level. However, level 3 zombies and mutant beasts were not only strong, but their whereabouts were also unpredictable. He really did not know where to find them. Wu Yang shook his head, indicating that he did not know. Seeing this, Su Chen turned to Yang Lingtian. Uncle Yang, do you know? I don't know where level 3 zombies and mutant beasts are, but I know where to find level 3 energy stones. Yang Lingtian thought for a moment before replying. Su Chen's eyes suddenly lit up. Energy stones were dug out from the bodies of zombies and mutant beasts, while energy stones were found in ores. Although the two were not the same thing, their functions were the same. Where can I find level 3 energy stones? Su Chen was a little excited. There are level 3 energy stones in the mountain range 500 miles away from us, Yang Lingtian said directly. Chapter 139. Su Chen recalled the topographic map of Qinyu Island, and there was indeed a mountain range. Moreover, there was a medium-sized gathering place called Sangyu near it. Since there is a level 3 energy stone in the mountain range, no one has ever mined it? Su Chen felt a little strange. The value of a level 3 energy stone was high enough to exchange for dozens of level 2 energy stones. If it was exchanged for ordinary energy stones, it could be exchanged for hundreds of them. It was reasonable to say that such a good thing should have been snatched up long ago. How could they have a chance to mine it? Yang Lingon explained, there is a group of bloodthirsty boars there, and there are nearly 300 of them. There are also several level 2 ones among them. No one dares to provoke them. Tomorrow we will go to the mountain range. Su Chen made a decision. There were not only level 3 energy stones in the mountain range, but also 300 mutant beasts. No matter what, it was enough to make him excited. After discussing with Wu Yang, Su Chen went to talk with the others for a while. After that, they found a place to rest. The next morning, Su Chen and the others got on the intelligent chariot and were about to go to the mountain range when the alarm on the central control screen sounded. Warning, 3 minibuses are rushing towards us at high speed. They are less than a mile away. Master, please be prepared in advance. Hearing this, Su Chen stopped the intelligent chariot and narrowed his eyes to look outside. In the doomsday, those who could own a minibus were not ordinary people, and 3 of them appeared at once. It was obvious that the other party was not to be underestimated. A few minutes later, the 3 minibuses rushed over. When they approached, they dispersed and tacitly surrounded the intelligent chariot. Su Chen, they are coming with bad intentions. Wu Yang reminded him with a dignified look. The other party showed a posture of encirclement, as if they were worried that they would run away. They were definitely harboring evil intentions. Let's go down and take a look. Su Chen did not care much and slowly got out of the car. Counter soldiers with arms, water with earth, and bury them with water. No matter who the other party was, as long as they dared to provoke him, they were courting death. When Su Chen got out of the MCV, more than a dozen people also got out of the 3 MCVs. They quickly gathered together and confronted Su Chen. Wu Yang and Yang Lingtan followed closely behind, standing on the left and right sides of Su Chen, maintaining their usual vigilance. Why are you blocking our way? Su Chen looked at the other party and asked loudly. Kid, did you go to Vajra City a few days ago? Opposite him, a middle-aged man in luxurious clothes with a dignified expression stared coldly at Su Chen as he questioned. Su Chen felt that this guy looked familiar, but he couldn't remember where he had seen him before. Since he couldn't think of anything at the moment, he decided not to dwell on it anymore. He sneered, Is it any of your business whether or not I've been to Vajra City? My lord, that's him. I've seen that silver-white MCV before. At this time, a somewhat obese man walked to the side of the dignified man and reminded him. Good boy, are you the arrogant person who killed innocent people in my Vajra City and killed my son? Today I will tear you to pieces. The dignified man gritted his teeth and cursed at Su Chen. So you are the lord of Vajra City, Huanggan, Su Chen suddenly realized. He felt that he was familiar before, but he didn't expect him to be Huang Junlin's father. Huanggan, you want to avenge your son? Su Chen narrowed his eyes and sneered, That day, I killed everyone in Vajra City, and even your son was killed. Why are you so scared that you don't even dare to show your face? Chapter 140. I wasn't in King Kong City that day. Otherwise, how could I have let you escape? Huang Can's face turned pale as he roared. In fact, he was in King Kong City that day, but he didn't dare to show his face because he was afraid of Su Chen's strength. Moreover, this matter was undoubtedly a great humiliation to him, so how could he have the nerve to speak of it? Is that so? Su Chen rubbed his nose and sneered, I'll give you a chance now. Come and fight me one-on-one to avenge your useless son. Huang Can was so angry that his mouth trembled. If he had the courage to fight Su Chen one-on-one, he would have shown his face in King Kong City long ago. Why would he be a coward? This time, he dared to chase after Su Chen because he invited 2 level 3 evolutionaries. He thought that the 3 of them would be enough to kill Su Chen. Don't tell me you're scared? A dignified city lord is really a coward? Su Chen said mockingly. Huang Can's face turned red. He was humiliated by Su Chen in front of so many people. He couldn't wait to tear Su Chen into pieces. However, no matter how angry he was, he didn't have the courage to fight Su Chen one-on-one. Boy, you're very arrogant. Let me see how much you're worth. Seeing that Huang Can was speechless because of Su Chen, a fat middle-aged man in a yellow robe stood up. Su Chen glanced at him coldly and saw the disdain in his eyes. He snorted and said, Fat pig, are you going to stand up for him? You're digging your own grave. The fat on the man's face trembled. Apparently, he was completely enraged by Su Chen's words. Although he looked like a pig, he hated it when people compared him to a pig. No one had ever dared to make such a joke with him. Even those who didn't know what was good for them were all killed by him. Fat pig, I'm waiting for you here. Come and kill me, Su Chen said with a calm smile. The yellow-robed man could no longer bear it. He stomped his foot and charged towards Su Chen like a heavy tank. Level 3 Evolver, no wonder you're so arrogant. Su Chen's brows furrowed, and an invisible and colorless spiritual force shot out. Judging from the other party's running speed, he was definitely a Level 3 Evolver. Although Su Chen had never fought with a Level 3 Evolver before, with his strength, he could even kill a Level 4 Evolver. A Level 3 Evolver was nothing in his eyes. Die, brat! The yellow-robed man flew in front of Su Chen, but when he saw that Su Chen was unmoved, he was overjoyed. He clenched his bowl-sized fist and punched out. Just as he was about to touch Su Chen, all of a sudden, it was as if he had fallen into a swamp, and all of his movements stagnated. Spiritual Force. Level 3 Spirit Reader Master. The yellow-robed man's eyes widened, looking at Su Chen as if he was a monster. To be able to silently restrict him to this extent, only a Level 3 Spirit Reader Master or above could do this. But how old was Su Chen? At most, he was 20 years old. A 20-year-old who could become a Level 3 Spirit Reader Master? This was such an absurd and inconceivable thing. One must know that among the three major professions, Spirit Reader Master was the most difficult profession to cultivate. Even a level 1 Spirit Reader Master was rare, and a level 3 Spirit Reader Master was as rare as a phoenix feather. How did he do it? The yellow-robed man's face was extremely complicated. He didn't want to admit that Su Chen was a level 3 Spirit Reader Master, but the truth was in front of him. Even if he didn't want to admit it, he had to admit it. He is actually a level 3 Spirit Reader Master. After hearing this news, Huang Can's face changed. Compared to the yellow-robed man, he knew more. When Su Chen wreaked havoc in King Kong City, his subordinates saw with their own eyes that Su Chen clearly used the strength of a Spirit Reader Master and an Evolver. How did he become a level 3 Spirit Reader Master in the blink of an eye? Could it be that he cultivated all three professions? And all of them reached level 3? The more he thought about it, the more frightening it was. Thinking of this, Huang Can's heart fell into an ice cellar. Chapter 141. Old you, let's kill him together. Huang Can took a deep breath and winked at a man with a black scarf covering his head. When he guessed that Su Chen might be a cultivator of three major professions, he knew that none of them would be a match for Su Chen in a one-on-one fight. And to kill a monster like Su Chen, they would only have a chance if the three of them worked together. Therefore, he could not watch as the yellow-robed man was killed by Su Chen. The man called Old You also saw that the situation was not good and roared, "Everyone, let's attack together." Immediately, more than 10 people, led by Huang Can and Old You, rushed towards Su Chen. At this time, Su Chen had already begun to attack the yellow-robed man. He clenched his fist and smashed it toward the yellow-robed man's head. The yellow-robed man was scared out of his wits. Due to the mental restraint, his movements were very slow and he could not block Su Chen's fierce punch in time. In desperation, he roared loudly, "You can't kill me, I'm from Heaven Connect City. Even if the City Lord of Heaven Connect City is here, I'll still kill you." Su Chen sneered, and a violent force came out of his body. His fist accurately hit the yellow-robed man's head. Accompanied by the sound of bones breaking, half of the yellow-robed man's head caved in, and he died. "I want you dead." The death of the yellow-robed man made Old You grieve, and he roared to the sky. "Don't worry, I'll let you reunite with him in a while." Su Chen chuckled and took out the enchanted saber from his storage bag. Huang Can held a huge axe in his hand and rushed towards Su Chen first. He knew very well that if they did not kill Su Chen today, they would not have a good ending. Therefore, he completely threw away his fear of Su Chen and put on a desperate stance. Old You held a scimitar and attacked from the side. Together with Huang Can, they formed a pincer attack on Su Chen. Seeing this, Su Chen was still unmoved. Just as Huang Can rushed in front of him, purple light flashed from his feet, and he disappeared like a ghost. At this time, Huang Can's axe came down, but it did not even touch the corner of Su Chen's clothes. Not good. Huang Can immediately realized that he was in danger. He used almost all of his strength in that attack, but it did not cause any damage to Su Chen. After that, Su Chen would definitely launch a crazy attack on him, and he would also fall into a very dangerous situation. Old Yu's eyelids twitched as he exclaimed inwardly, "How can he be so fast?" Originally, they were both level 3 evolvers, and their speed was about the same. However, Su Chen activated the speed buff of the Rapid War Boots. After the Rapid War Boots had been upgraded, the effect of the buff had been greatly enhanced. At this moment, his speed was even faster than a level 4 evolver. It was reasonable that Huang Can could not react in time. At the same time, Su Chen's figure flashed and appeared behind Huang Can, and then he slashed out with his scimitar. "You want to kill me? You're still too inexperienced." At this moment of life and death, Huang Can desperately used the giant axe to block his back. He thought that if he used the giant axe to block Su Chen's killing move, he would at most be seriously injured, and would not lose his life. Unfortunately, he was a little too confident. Su Chen's attack was not only infused with the strength of a level 3 evolver, but also with wind magic. In addition, The enchanted scimitar itself was a sharp divine weapon. How could an ordinary axe block it? Chapter 142. Creak. Huang Can and his axe were cleaved into two halves amidst a violent sound of friction. A large amount of blood splattered out from his body, dyeing the surrounding sky a demonic blood red. The man with the surname Yu, who had wanted to sneak an attack on Su Qin, trembled when he saw the bloody scene. The remaining 10 or so people were too weak. They only managed to get close after Huang Can was killed. But when they saw Huang Can's tragic end, they all stopped and looked at Su Qin with fear. Just one slash. A powerful level 3 evolver was killed on the spot. The strongest among them was only a level 2 evolver. How could they have the courage to fight against Su Qin, who could kill a level 3 evolver so easily? After killing Huang Can, Su Qin shook the enchanted divine sword to get rid of the bloodstains on it. He then turned to look at Mr. Yu. Mr. Yu felt a bone-chilling killing intent when his eyes met with Su Qin's. "Senior, I have something to say." Old Man Yu was afraid that he would be killed if he spoke too late, so he hurriedly said, "We don't have any grudges against each other. We were all bewitched by Huang Can. Please be magnanimous and let us go." Su Qin may look young, but his strength was obvious. Mr. Yu even felt that Su Qin was stronger than a level 4 evolver. He didn't feel ashamed to call a strong person senior. "You mean to say that it was just a misunderstanding between us?" Su Qin narrowed his eyes and said calmly, "Yes, it was all a misunderstanding." Mr. Yu nodded and added, "Of course, we were in the wrong first. We are willing to take out energy stones as compensation." Su Qin rubbed his nose and pursed his lips. "No need to trouble yourself. I'll do it myself." Mr. Yu's expression changed when he heard this. He knew that Su Qin was determined to kill them. He didn't want to let them go. Thinking of this, he turned and ran without another word. However, before he could lift his leg, he felt his legs being entangled by something. At the same time, a huge force came from all around him, making it hard for him to breathe. Wood elemental entanglement. Level 3 spiritual power. Mr. Yu's heart skipped a beat and sank into the depths of his heart. He knew that if he was trapped by a level 3 wood elemental spell and spiritual power at the same time, it would be impossible to escape. He begged loudly, "Senior, please spare my life. I'm from Sky Connect City, shut up." Su Qin snorted coldly and swung his saber, interrupting Old Man Yu's words. Old Man Yu only saw a cold light flash in front of his eyes before his head was detached from his body. His consciousness also fell into eternal darkness. "Run!" The rest of the people were scared out of their wits, desperately trying to get into the MCV. "Do you think you can escape?" Su Qin sneered. When the dozen people rushed into a MCV and were about to leave, Su Qin raised his hand and shot a thunderball, which instantly hit the MCV. With an earth-shattering sound of thunder, the two MBVs turned into ashes. The dozen or so people who ran in were blown to smithereens, leaving not even their bones behind. Wu Yang and Yang Lingtian looked at each other and clicked their tongues. Su Qin's strength had once again shocked them. Facing 3 powerhouses of the same level, Su Qin was able to crush and annihilate them one by one. It was obvious that Su Qin was invincible among people of the same level. It was even possible for him to kill people of a higher level. You're tuning in to the Dreamy Chapters YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.